Okay, y'all, tell me, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Perfect. Okay. I was having technical difficulties earlier. Okay, so now that YouTube is on, let's see, can I get on Facebook with no problem? It's been a while, y'all. For those of you all who I have not seen, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025, right? I feel like, do y'all remember? I may be showing my age, but do y'all remember where in Jurassic Park, where they were riding through the gate in Jurassic Park coming in, and it was all beautiful, and uh, and the birds were chirping, and the sky was out, and it was all, oh, here we in Jurassic Park, and then the dinosaurs got loose, and all hell broke loose. Like, that's how I feel like we are right now in America. Like, it's so much going on. It's too much going on at this point. So y'all know me. I like to go live and talk at the same time to all my platforms at one time and get this out. And then because I am on my cell phone on Facebook, if y'all want to come on, you can join the live if you have something that you want to say. Because I think we need a moment to digress, okay? Especially here in Chicago. It's been a lot, right? So YouTube, welcome. Facebook, welcome. But tonight, at first, I was gonna come on and have a totally different topic, but I feel like we need a we listen, don't judge type of conversation tonight. Right? Depending on where you are in the United States, it may be something going on in your city, right? That you may want to share or you may want to discuss or get off your chest. For me, I'll start first, right? Since we're here. But for me, it's been a hell of a week. Just from seeing some of the stuff that's been going on here directly within my city, right? Our mayor is basically trying to go rogue against the current administration with keeping his migrants that have been paid for. He spent a lot of money on these people to be here. So he's going extra hard, right? Extra hard. He's fighting extra hard for the illegals that are here. But he doesn't say anything for us, the tax-paying citizens, right? We get nothing. We have to still keep going down there arguing and fighting. So that's one thing. But then y'all have seen, of course, the videos all over the internet with Harvey and Dalton with Tiffany Henyard, right? So that alone is its own fiasco, and I don't even have no words for that. The post I made and the thing that I'm gonna say about that, right, with the whole Tiffany Henyard thing. YouTube, you all may not know. You probably do, because Chicago is on YouTube a lot when it comes to these hot topics and things that are going on. So I'm sure many of you all are very aware of the fight, the brawl, the fist fight that was had yesterday in Harvey. And like I said, it was not in Harvey. They had the meeting in Thornton Township, right? But it was not directly in Harvey directly. I think people were saying, like, this is not Dalton. This didn't happen in South Holland. This didn't happen indirectly in South Holland. They had it at the Thornton Township meeting, right? But if you don't know, Tiffany Henyard is over a couple of suburban cities, right? Especially the cities that didn't formally have a mayor. She basically are running their cities as well, right? And so my thing that I made a post on social media about was, people are more concerned with her being called out her name versus being concerned with what she's actually done, right? And so the thing that I'm gonna get off my chest, and like I said, if on Facebook you all can chime in, I'm on my cell phone, so you have the right to, I mean, not that you have the right, but you can actually request to come into the video if you wanted to voice your opinion or express yourself tonight. This is gonna be an expressive live tonight, okay? But my biggest issue, especially with Chicago and the South and the surrounding South suburbs that are directly affected, right? Like Harvey, Dalton, South Holland, which are again majority Black neighborhoods, right? Majority, you have a lot of Black people in these suburbs that are directly behind Chicago, right? My biggest thing and issue with us is, everyone is okay with jumping on and talking online. But when it came down to the actual voting, no one actually comes out to cast their vote on who they want to come in, right? So with Chicago, a lot of people always say, oh, well, Chicago voted for this, Chicago voted for that, Chicago voted for this, Chicago voted for that. So let's be clear. Let's run the numbers. About 36% of Chicago actually came out to vote. Okay? 36%. How many millions of people do we have in this city? And we only had 36% show up, right? So the people that did show up are the ones who voted for Brandon. All right. Now, similar to Tiffany Henyard, out of those suburbs that she manages, because like I said, she manages more than just Dalton. She manages a couple of suburbs just because of the position she's in. And from what I'm told, because there's no official mayor in those towns, then she's over those townships. Okay. So what you all have to understand is, when you have people that are over these other, townships, it's everyone's responsibility to come out and vote. So out of 150,000 people, less than 1,200 people came out to vote for her. So she is now running the townships that include 150,000 people, but only 1,200 people came out to vote specifically for her, right? And so what we have to know and understand is, if I don't say anything else to y'all in these next 4 years, one thing that I can tell that these next 4 years is about to do is wake some of y'all up. And honestly, you need to be woken up. Everything happens for a reason. Everything that is happening for a reason. But to me, this reason is because it's really time for y'all to get off the internet and up off of being complacent. Being complacent to the point where you don't even have a voice. You don't speak up for yourself. You don't say anything. You just let these different officials come in and run amok, run all your money, take everything. Both Chicago and Tiffany's areas, whatever all she doing. Okay, whatever all municipalities she has out there. It's like Dalton, Harvey, whatever else she is controlling at this point. Both of them started with positive, my mind just went completely blank. Let's just say positive amounts of money, right? She had a surplus of $54 million, and so did he. Now with both of them in office, we are in the negative, all right? Chicago is negative $1 billion. And from what the last time I checked with resources for her area, negative $50 million. So the whole point of everybody being on the internet and just having your opinion online, that really don't matter. You can voice your opinion and talk about it on Facebook all day, but that don't change your life. That's not going to change how the money being spent. That's not going to change that you're not in the room. That's not going to change that. So people who run their mouth and talk about people, like whether you agree with Jediah or not, right? Whether you agree with how he did it, what he said, no matter what, guess what? You're not in the room. You didn't come into the room. And the other thing is, a lot of y'all that talk and run your mouth on social media, you've never been in the room. You've never been to a city council meeting. You've never been to a mayor's meeting. You've never been in the room at all, but you have so much to say about somebody who is actually fighting these people, right? Because this is the misconception that I'm seeing from some of y'all. Maybe y'all were in the Martin Luther King era, because some of y'all follow King and some of us follow Malcolm. Now, if I would have been back in that era, baby, I definitely would have been on Malcolm X's team. Okay, definitely. Because some of y'all think that in 2025, especially in Chicago, you got to have tough skin to be here, to live here, to understand here. So if calling you out your name a little bit, then baby, you shouldn't be no politician. Okay? Because at this point, I don't know how y'all think that we supposed to be nice in politics. There is no nice in politics. You're not going down. We've been talking to the mayor of Chicago for almost 3 years. I no longer go down there. All right. The group that I am I'm the business manager and strategist for Chicago Flip Red. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I saw that this group was doing what needed to be done, which was speaking out, which was coming out and blasting these aldermen, blasting the mayor for their decisions. Now, who people want to vote for, that don't have nothing to do with me. But what I real respect, whether you voted for Trump or not, right? What I do respect is people who actually have a voice and speak up. All right. That's the biggest thing, right? Is y'all getting in the room, because you talking on Facebook does nothing. But when you actually come down to a city council meeting, when you actually sit down there in front of Mayor Brandon and these 50 aldermen and you see the lies, they tell you one thing on the news that you see a news clip of, and then when they go down there at City Hall, they're voting a totally different way. They're not voting in your best interest. They're not voting for you at all. You have no funding, Chicago. You have got not $1. A couple of businesses got a couple of grants, but that's about it. As American citizens, you all have got nothing, but yet you got people who just walked across the jungle that got $400 million from Chicago. We over 900 million at this point that's been issued out. When have any of you all who live in Chicago ever received $5,000 as a cash payment? When have you ever received $5,000 as a cash payment? When have you ever had family members where your Section 8 was paid for up to $8,000? Never. Never. So money and funding is there because they've been telling you for 100 years that they don't got no reparation money. But the United States just came up with $400 billion. $400 billion. And that's low. That's not even the correct number. That's the number from 2 months ago. $400 billion to bring people in this country and to set them up. Right? So again, y'all who have a opinion about somebody that's in the room really don't matter. Like I said, your opinion is a non-motherfucking factor. It's just that. Just exactly what I posted on Facebook. Your opinion is a non-motherfucking factor. Because guess what? It doesn't matter on the internet. It matters in the room. It matters when you get in the room. Because then you will understand and see why so many people are upset. You will then, if you was down out there in Harvey with Tiffany, with Jediah and the rest of them for the last 2 years, you would understand why so many people are upset. You will see why so many people are upset because you're in the room. Because you see what's going on. You see how their voice is being taken away. We had 3 people show up to our event last week. We had an event last week. We had 3 people show up to the event from Harvey who had video footage of them being beaten, the police putting their hands on them, their phones being knocked down and taken away. People's voices are being shut. Do y'all know it's legal for you to film in a city council meeting? So for Tiffany and her goons to tell people that they can't have their cell phones on, or they can't film, or they gotta leave, baby, that's illegal. That's against your rights. Did you know that? Right? So before some of y'all, especially some of y'all Black women on here talking about somebody disrespecting the Black woman, before you get to talking and running your mouth, how about you actually come to a meeting and show up? How about you not look at just a post on the internet and have a comment or opinion on it? How about you actually take a step back and you actually do your own research and you actually look and see and understand and start doing critical thinking? Because that's what's missing today. A lot of y'all don't have no critical thinking. You just see a post and you go straight into emotional reaction, which is, again, why we in where we at. Why we're in the situation we're in, because less of you are in the room and running your mouth online where it doesn't count, right? So again, that's it. Tonight, if you just join in, this is an open conversation. Like I said, the United States has gone through a lot in these last 30 days. It's a lot happening in the world, right? Not just Chicago and Harvey and Dalton. We just unfortunately had this plane crash last night with all of these innocent people on here. I just shared a couple of videos on my Facebook about it. But tonight is an open conversation, y'all. Hold on, let me go on here. I see some, I'm on YouTube right now. And then I'm gonna come to Facebook. So Kev, you can't come on YouTube. I don't have the I'm gonna try to set up the call in to where you could call in, but if not, right now you could come on my Facebook and then we could hear it. But I didn't bring it on with YouTube where you could call in yet. I had to, my computer was acting up, so I had to close out and come back on. So I don't know what's going on with my sound. You said it's because our people mostly vote based off of skin color in local elections. Very, very big facts, Kev. We don't pay attention to local policies. I rock with Chicago Red. I did a few videos on them before they blew up and got popular. So Chicago Red and Chicago Flip Red are 2 different groups, Kev. I just want you to know that because people been getting them confused. Chicago Flip Red is Zoe and Danny and Miss Jessica. And Chicago Red is P. Ray and her group. All right. So I just want you to know it's 2 different groups. But yeah. And that's the reason that's part of the reason of what I'm saying is regardless of who people decide to vote for, right? It's not my job to judge. It's not your job to judge nobody based off of who they want to vote for. That's your God-given right. Right? If we free, we in America, right? Y'all claim to be free. This is a free country, free speech. Then it's the same thing. So people on the internet calling somebody else stupid coons for voting whoever they want to vote for, y'all the ignorant ones for that. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to respect everybody and they vote. I got friends that voted for Trump. I got friends that decided not to vote at all. I got friends that was wanting to do, stuck on Biden. I don't care, right? I don't care either way. Right? Because independently, everybody has their own. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to actually get involved with Chicago Flips Red and become their business manager and their marketing manager, because I'm like, they are at least speaking up. Right? So let's get them on YouTube. Let's get them shirts. Right? The whole reason why they look organized is because I'm the one who said, hey, if you want to make this, if you really want somebody to pay attention to you, then you have to get shirts. You have to be organized. People don't pay attention to individuals, right? So many people were down there fighting for at Chicago at the city council. It was like 30 or 40 of us down there, right? And so a lot of us met down there fighting against the system, fighting against Brandon and these aldermen that lie and then go down there and vote a whole nother other way. So then groups start splitting off, right? People start getting into their own groups. But one of the things that, like I said, made me decide to do that, right? Or decide to be a business manager or even do marketing for them, because I am a tax and business strategist. So I work with all type of entrepreneurs. I don't care what your political views are, right? If you are in that space and this is what I do, then that's what I'm doing. So, but with them, they actually went so far because of that. Because one, they got organized, they got shirts. Two, they actually were consistent with going down there and speaking up against the injustices here in Chicago. While everybody on Facebook was stuck on running their mouth online about how they feel and in their feelings about this and that, it's people, which I call action and freedom fighters, right? It's real people who are on the ground in these rooms that are making a change. And let me just also be clear and say that everybody who has a home or is a homeowner in the city of Chicago, you really need to thank Chicago Flips Red, because they were the ones that were down on the ground every single day, every single week, busting the mayor and the aldermen in the head about raising that $300 million taxes. They done gave all this money to these illegals, and then they turned around and tried to put a $300 million tax bill on Chicago paying citizens. And guess who stopped that? They did. So no matter what you feel about how they vote, if they like Trump or whatever, who cares? At the end of the day, you're not paying an extra $300 million in taxes on your home, on your real estate. Your grandmama is not going to lose her house now because her taxes don't went up, right? Because this is another thing that is being talked about downtown, is how in the African-American communities, they are stealing Black people property, which is actually how Zoe got down there, how Miss Jessica got down there, how Miss Doris got down there, and how I got down there and ended up meeting all of them. Because we all were down there talking about the seniors, the illegal immigrants, and property, right? So like I said, no matter what your opinion is politically, you have to look at your city, and you have to look at your elected officials and what they are doing to hurt you, to affect you. And if all you ever want to do is get on here and make a post, then like I said, you're a non-motherfucking factor. Your opinion don't matter, especially if you didn't vote. If you didn't vote, I didn't vote for Brandon because I wasn't living in Chicago at the time. I wasn't living in the city of Chicago. So I didn't vote for Brandon. I didn't have to vote. I didn't cast a vote in Chicago. Right? But this is part of the problem, and how we get here with the people that are running these neighborhoods, whether you got Tiffany, whether you got Brandon, whether you in another city and you got somebody else, right? So yeah, Kev, you said most Black folks read a headline and watch the Shade Room or Spirit World, and automatically it becomes a fact. And that's facts. And they don't even have to watch Shade Room or Spirit World. They could just watch somebody else post and not everybody all emotional about it. Just the same way everybody is emotional. I want all of y'all to actually, it's like anybody that's on here and you emotional about this whole DEI. Right? Because now that's the next thing that I've been seeing all week that y'all flipping out. Another thing that y'all flipping about all over the internet is this whole DEI. But I want y'all to actually go on Google and type in how many Black people were hired by DEI. And then come back. Go leave right now and go type on Google how many Black people actually receive jobs under DEI, because they got y'all on this internet literally acting a fool about DEI, and the DEI is not even for you. DEI was mostly used by white women. DEI was not used for African Americans. You may have a sprinkle of Black people in positions from DEI, but as a whole, Black America, with it's 40 to 50 million of y'all, how many of you are DEI hires? Let's be real. So then you got dude Sharpton on here creating a whole march of 100 people to go into Costco. Dumb. When have y'all ever seen dude march into a Black business? When have y'all ever seen dude march into a Black business owner with 100 plus people? I'll wait. Again, the problem today is you have all of these older, Roland Martin, Sharpton, you have all of these older people who are paid to tell y'all what to do, who are paid to keep y'all outraged, who are paid, first one, paid. How you think they're making money? They're not making money off no civil rights. Them days is old. Them days is over with. Okay? So y'all need to start being able to use critical thinking and think for yourself. One. Biggest thing. But then the other thing is, if you are paying attention, instead of complaining and whining on the internet about it, go and read a book. Go and get your weight up. Go and get your money up. Start learning about credit. Start fixing your credit. Download 609 letter. Bam. If you in a company and you work for a company that may or may not be letting go of this whole DEI, then start looking at your options. Start weighing your options. But you getting online and complaining on the internet, that does nothing. That's not going to change your life at all. At all. So no matter what president is in office, you have to figure out and what you're going to do with your livelihood for you and your family. Because at the end of the day, you on the internet, it means nothing. Especially if you're not getting in the room. We definitely hope Brandon is going to be investigated, and I can tell that it's coming. I can tell that it's coming. I can definitely tell that it's coming. But until then, right, all of the groups that are down there going against him will continue. Right? They're going to continue going down there and cussing him out. Because again, that's the false narrative that Facebook especially loves to play and run is, oh, you know, these are two Black people, a Black man and a Black woman in office, and, you know, you're allowing them to be disrespected. Ma'am, sir, they're allowing themselves to be disrespected by the way that they're acting. This has nothing to do with their color. And I really wish y'all would stop using that bullshit. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care what color you are. If you wrong, you wrong. And we've never had a mayor do that before. We've never had a mayor turn against their own city. So let's be clear. Lori Lightfoot did bring in some of them, but like she said, she didn't know it was going to go this far. I think when she first got in term, I think we had less than 2,000 here when she first got in term. Then he came in, and from what I'm told, he ran his whole campaign on he was going to do this, that he was really for immigration. So like Kev said, Black people, that went out one ear and out the other, obviously, because whoever the 36% of Chicago that came out voted for him. And then the other, what's that? 36% of Chicago came out. So the other 64% of Chicago sat at home and did nothing. And these are the half of the people that you see online who are opinionated, who have an opinion on everything, but don't speak up when it really matters, right? And that's the same thing that they are fighting against Tiffany out there in those suburbs. Those same activists, that same group, right? And it's not even a group necessarily. It's the people. It's the residents. I will at least give Harvey and Thornton Township, wherever they had the meeting at the day before yesterday, the day before yesterday. Whoever they are, I'm proud of those people for coming out, because it doesn't make sense that we got millions of people in Chicago and it's less than 20 people down at City Hall, less than 30 people down at City Hall. So y'all not outraged enough. And then the people that do get outraged, you have the nerve to talk smack or want to dictate how they get outraged. Then you want to control how they cussing out. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. How you mad at him for being there cussing her out when you should be mad as well? Then you get mad at the people that's in the room. It's like, make it make sense. Do you want change or do you not want change? Do you want to be respected or do you want to be disrespected? Y'all, and if you have never been in a city council meeting, I'm going to tell you respectfully, shut up. And actually, I'm going to take respectfully off. I'm not saying this respectfully. I'm saying this not respectfully. Shut up. Get in the room. Because you're running your mouth on something that you don't know nothing about. These Chicago and Harvey and Dalton mayors, you can't talk to them nicely. This activism is not kumbaya. I don't know what planet y'all on. Y'all naive as hell if you think that. Like, I see people saying something to sometimes when they see, Danny or Zoe on YouTube talking crazy to the mayor. They talking crazy to the mayor because motherfuckers need to let him know, hey, homie, we ain't on that. We ain't about that. No, we ain't cool with that around here. Like, y'all, did you forget the videos when everybody was down there trying to talk nicely on the mic? Maybe you didn't. Go back 3 years. Go back 2 years. Go do your research and see when people was down there talking nicely on the mic and how he and other aldermen are sitting down with their head down, not even addressing the people. That's so disrespectful. You are a paid elected official. You are a paid elected official. I don't give a damn what somebody is saying. You got to hear it because we paying you. Your aldermen make $142,000 a year and they barely work 1 day a week. And let's just be clear, Black people, you have 20 Black aldermen down there. And guess what? Every single ward looks like Gary. Every single Black ward looks like Gary or on its way to it. That don't got nothing to do with Trump. That don't got nothing to do with the Republican Party. That's a Democratic Party that's been running this city for 60 years, and your neighborhoods show it. Yet your concern is they are not being respectful to that Black mayor. Y'all sound dumb as hell. Y'all sound slow as hell. Talking about respect. When you got people around here in this damn city that's getting paid to play you, that's getting paid to use your taxes and send your money elsewhere. But the moment he called her a bitch, oh no, now that's just we just drew the line there. Baby, where was you at when this girl was stealing all this money? Where was you at when she was calling him names? Where was you at when the feds was just there? Where was you at then? This is my problem with y'all and this selective outrage. It's selective. It's selective as hell. And then you wonder why nothing gets done. Then you wonder why also it ain't no unity. Because like I said, the few people that's down there speaking up, the ones who do nothing, the ones who do the least, always got the most to say. Which is why I no longer argue on this internet with non-motherfucking factors. Because that's exactly what y'all are. Non-motherfucking factors. Meet me at City Hall. Meet me at a board meeting. Meet me at a county board meeting up there with Preckwinkle. Meet me there. Then you can have an opinion. Then maybe I'll respond to your comment. I ain't going back and forth with nobody who a non-motherfucking factor at all. Like I said, $300 million. $300 million he and the alderman, because the alderman was going for it until Chicago Flip Red was down there. Danny, Miss Jessica, Zoe, who always is down there every single day on the YouTube. YouTube know and understand more than the people in Chicago do, because they slow. That's it. They just slow. They goof troops in Chicago. Extra goof troops. I'm not judging none of them women for feeling how they feel, because at the end of the day, they are in the room. I was mad and was in the room, and why I had to quit going down there, because just what Jediah said, that's how you feel. You be wanting to call them a motherfucker. You be wanting to call them a bitch, a hoe. You be wanting to whoop them. You be wanting to meet them at their car. Because after that last meeting, that's how I felt. Baby, I was ready to go to the parking lot and go stand next to a couple of aldermen's cars for how they play in your face. And again, if you really from the city, if you really from Chicago, that's going to piss you off. Somebody steady playing in your face, telling you the sky green when you looking at it in the sky blue, but they telling you, no, it's green. It's black and brown. It ain't no such thing as black and brown. Because Brown got everything. Brown down there running shit. Them Hispanic aldermen is passing shit for brown people, not black people. I went to the north side today to take my mother to the doctor. And guess what? I realized in that moment when I went up north today and I saw how booming they are. I was off of Belmont. Booming. You can walk outside your house and go to anywhere. You can go to a store, Mariano's, Target, a restaurant, a yoga. You can't do none of that on the south side of Chicago. You can't do none of that on the south side of Chicago unless you live near a CVS. Maybe 87th to Stony. Maybe if you live on Blackstone, then you could walk to CVS. Anybody that's in South Shore, east of Yates, baby, you can't walk nowhere. There's nowhere for you to go. Because there is no store. There is no restaurant. There is no yoga. There is no Target. There is no Mariano's. There is no this. There is no that. But you pay damn near the same taxes, if not more, than the people on the north side. Yet, none of your voices are heard in the city of Chicago Council because you're not there. They were the first group of people that started to go down there. So, if anything you get from this is to understand critical thinking. And critical thinking does not mean that you always agree. It doesn't mean that you always agree. In critical thinking, a lot of time you're going to have a difference of opinion with somebody. But that doesn't mean you cut them off. That doesn't mean you stop talking to them. That doesn't mean you don't know how to hold a conversation because their views are different than yours. That just really show how immature and weak-minded a lot of y'all are. There is a such thing as freedom. There is a such thing as independent thinking. There is a such thing as, I may not agree with you on everything, but I hear you. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that Chicago Flip Red believes. But business-wise, I'll manage you. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to be your business manager. We're going to roll. Because at the end of the day, you're speaking up and you're speaking out. And some of the stuff that you're saying, it does make sense. Now, like I told them, you're not finna get everybody, especially black people, to be thinking about flipping red or voting for Trump. Right? And that's what is the great part about it, right? No one should be telling nobody who they should vote for. What I will do is I will listen to you so I can understand where you're coming from, so I can understand how you got here. Because let's be clear, none of them, well, I don't know about Danny. I think Danny has always been a Republican, and I think Miss Jessica has always been a Republican. But Zoe, from her and I speaking, didn't start off wanting to be a Republican. You know what I'm saying? I think what she shared with me was, and one day we'll get on the YouTube and we'll have this conversation. But pretty much what she shared with me was, when you have been fighting a system for so long, year after year, week after week, month after month, Zoe and Miss Jessica were the first two down there arguing and fighting with the mayor and city council about their property, right? So when you have reached every level, every capacity, you have reached out to the governor, the secretary, the Kwame Raoul, the attorney general. She named everybody. She know how to name them all off the top of her head like a list. When you have reached out to everybody and said, hey, I need your help, I need you to look into this, and your elected officials have basically said no response, no feedback, no nothing. But then you wake up one day and you see all of these people coming from another country coming in, and these same people are like, oh, here you go. What do you need? What do you need? Here you go. You need water? You need shelter? You need food? Here you go. You need this? Here you go. But I've been standing down here patiently in line trying to talk to y'all, and I'm a taxpaying citizen, and I was born on this land, but I can't get no help. Nobody can pull my case up. Nobody could give me any answers. At some point, you're going to rebel. At some point, you're going to say, fuck this. And let me start going maybe somewhere else. Let me start asking somebody else, right? So when she explained that, I was like, damn, wow. People need to hear that, right? People need to hear your story. People need to hear and understand where you're coming from. Because that's what I shared with them was, everybody just sees Chicago flip red and they immediately turn their head. They immediately don't even listen. They immediately shut their ears because they are brainwashed, and all they see is the red, is the red, is the red. So when you're talking to people who don't understand critical thinking or independent thinking, or even having an understanding for somebody else's plight, right? They don't see that. So that's what I shared with them. I was like, when y'all start getting on now, y'all got to start talking about different topics. Y'all got to start educating the people as to how you got here, why you got here, what happened. How many times did you go down there and you see your black alderman vote against the people? Share that. They need to know that, right? So instead of just pounding, the red in front of people, I'm like, you ain't gonna reach people that way. You got to talk to the people straight up. You know what I mean? You got to tell them what happened. You got to explain the situation. You have to explain the story, because now people can now get an understanding and be like, okay, I can maybe understand you a little bit. Do you know how many emails we get? We get maybe 3 to 5 emails a day. Do you know how many emails are of Black people saying that Chicago has stolen their property? And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's the whole point of this live, is even if you don't like it, you may not like how you see some of these activists out here. You may not like their tone. You may not like how they're talking, but you don't know their plight. You don't know their fight, because you are not in the room. And so you have no right to get on here and tell nobody how they should think, how they should talk, what they should say, because you're not in the room. And let's be clear, Tiffany has called that man out his name as well. So y'all get on here and you see a 30-second clip and you go and you immediately go to emotional instead of taking a step back and saying, wait a minute, let me see what happened before then. Let me go do a little research and see how long they've been down there arguing and fighting with this lady, right? So instead of just coming on the internet and having a opinion that, like I said, again, that don't mean shit. Your opinion don't mean nothing to people that's doing the real work. It don't. It only means something to you and your Facebook followers. That's it. It does nothing in the real world. It don't change no laws. It don't help with voting. It don't help get neither one of them people out. It actually is. And the only thing it do for some of y'all is make y'all some money, which is why you talking about it. Because some of y'all getting paid off of Facebook. But I ain't even going to go there. Because the same ones that's talking about DEI and boycotting Target, you still on Facebook. Facebook was the first to let DEI go, but you still on Facebook. So that's why I said y'all have selective outrage. Because if you really was outraged, you wouldn't even be using this platform. You'll be on fan base right now. The only Black-owned social media platform. You'll be there. But where are you? You're right here on this blue app where you always are. Right? That's it. Because you have become a community of people who just know how to talk and complain and not do nothing. And then the few people that decide to get up, like I said, then you have the audacity to say something about how they're doing it. Baby, this is the world that we live in today. And then you wonder why certain things are happening the way that they're happening. So many people, 15 million people didn't come out to vote, right? 15 million people did not come out to vote for the primary election between Biden and Trump, right? And then the people that did vote, they voted how they wanted to vote. So again, politics is rough. It's rough. So y'all cannot expect these people to go down there and be nice and kumbaya. We got to be on some Malcolm X militia down there messing with them. Because believe, baby, they trying to take your rights away. They try to have you locked up. Like it's all type of stuff going on down there. For real. And the problem is Black America is too complacent, too silent, and y'all groupthink too much for me. Y'all are completely a groupthink mindset, a group of people, especially on Facebook. Facebook is the only one I'm gonna really talk about. Twitter ain't like this, and YouTube is not like this. Facebook and Instagram, y'all mentality, y'all have a totally different mentality than the rest of the world. Even TikTok, the mentality on TikTok is even different. Facebook and Instagram, y'all, maybe because y'all on the same platform, you both owned by Meta. But y'all, those two platforms are the platforms that I see the most complaining and no action. Twitter and TikTok, I see some action from some people. But y'all on Facebook, y'all have become so complacent with just getting on here and typing y'all little feelings and emotions and then not getting in the room for real. QZ, you say, I'm from Gary, and that ain't good. Exactly, QZ. Right? You know what Gary look like. You know what y'all going through in Gary. So that's what I said. When people be talking all this smack about Chicago Flip Red and how they feel, at the end of the day, that's part of what they're yelling all the time when they down there. It's how do you have 20 Black aldermen and all of the neighborhoods look like this? Then they get on here and lie. Because I was about to say one of the Black aldermen name, but I'm not even gonna throw her out here right now. But she loves to get on here and act like she's doing so much for y'all. And then when she go down there to that city council, she votes the opposite way. The same way most of them vote the opposite way, because she sure voted for that 300 million. She surely voted for that 300 million. Her and about 16 other Black aldermen. And like I said, Chicago flipped red. Zoli, Jessica Jackson, and Danny C. You need to be thanking them for why you do not have that $300 million tax increase for anybody that's a property owner, investor, whatever you got. You don't have that $300 million increase because of them. And that's a fact. This ain't fiction. That ain't my feelings or opinions. That's a fact. Because I have the video. It's all over the internet. We have all of the footage of them going down there every single day and fighting against it. To the point where they even came back and said, okay, y'all, instead of 300 million, we're going to do 150 million. And guess what? Who pushed against it? Who was down there standing on Brandon neck? Even if y'all don't like her for voting for Trump, who was down there standing on Brandon neck? Those three were leading the charge. And why? Because they got in the room. If it wasn't for them, you would have a $300 million tax bill that you would be paying. Your grandmama would be paying extra money on her taxes. And then guess what? Are you going to help her keep that house, or is she going to lose it? This is what y'all don't see. This is what is not talked about. But yet you online with your little whack ass opinion. When you go and change $300 million being charged to an entire city with millions of people in it, then get on here and say something. Then get on here and voice your opinion. Until then, your opinion doesn't matter. And you don't have to like politics, right? I understand that, Raz. You don't have to like politics, but it ain't about what you like. And that's, again, the problem with the Black community, you and your feelings, because this ain't about what you like. This is about what's good for you and your livelihood, for you and your community, because I'm not okay with paying $300 million in taxes as a tax-paying citizen and a homeowner and a property owner. I got 2 properties. So it's okay to increase my property taxes because you done gave all the money to the illegals? Hell no. And that's the problem. You don't have to like politics, but you need to learn it. You need to learn what's going on. You need to learn it, especially if you're spending money and paying bills. If you're paying rent, then you need to be paying attention. If you're paying a mortgage, then you need to be paying attention. If you're 30 and up, you need to be paying attention. Of course, when I was in my 20s, I didn't care about politics. Shit, I was here building my business. I actually didn't care about politics until 2 or 3 years ago, when I actually when I got off my ass and went down to the city hall myself. Actually, Natasha Dunn invited me out. Natasha Dunn was the one who brought that lawsuit up against the city of Chicago for trying to open up the school in South Shore to put them migrants there. So Natasha Dunn reached out and was like, hey, we meeting down at City Hall. I'm going to need you to pull up. I was already pissed off about what was happening with my mom, because that's how I got down to City Hall. My mom was directly affected by the migrants in Woodline that they put in that school on 63rd. That's that school. I don't know the name of the school, but that school that's right off of 63rd and Woodline, where they put those migrants. My mother lived right there. She could look out her window and see them every single day. It was to the point to where she could not raise her windows in the summertime and enjoy her apartment that she pays for, because they were outside to 5, 6, 7 in the morning, shooting guns, playing their music, talking about Chicago, Chicago, because they asses all got all this free damn money. Then get over here and got the nerve to be disrespectful to the people in the neighborhood. They was disrespectful to them seniors. Getting into it. How do you get into it with a senior? That don't even make sense. These people cribs, they was living here first. Y'all are visitors here. So when I kept seeing my mother in distress for 8 months, that pissed me off. And so I'm not going to let my 70-year-old mother go down at City Hall. I'm going to go and stand and speak up for her. So that is how I got down to City Hall, because I was tired of my mom complaining about these migrants in her neighborhood, affecting her livelihood, being noisy, loud, rowdy, no type of damn no type of structure. How the hell you able to be outside at 4, 5, 6 in the morning at the park, but let us black people get together at 4, 5, 6 at the park? It's called mob action. It's called mob action when we do it, but you got people that came in from across the jungle, and it's okay for them to do it. And then you paying them? Then they get money, food, clothes, houses, cars. What? Excuse me? So that bothered me. That bothered me. So instead of saying something about it on Facebook, I'm going to go down to the city council. I'm going to go roll with Natasha Dunn and them. Let's go as a group and let's go stand up so they can know that we ain't with this. That's how we got here. So if you want to know why Chicago Flip Red is on the internet talking about Trump come here and all that, because they tried to plead with your fucking city council and your mayor for 3 damn years, who still to this day is not listening. The fact that they have made a career of this and they literally go down there 4 to 5 times a week, I respect them. 4 to 5 times a week for 3 years, that's consistency, baby. That's consistency. So yes, I will come in. Yes, I will be your business manager. Yes, I will help you market this. Yes, I will. Yes, I sure will. Because at the end of the day, when you, like I said, when you dealing with these politics, y'all think that shit is kumbaya, and it's not kumbaya. It ain't no going down being nice and talking to these people. So however you feel about how Jediah cussed out Tiffany, oh well, go get in the room. Go get in the room and see what's happening. Go get in the room and see how they are violating people's rights. Go get in the room and see that before you get on this internet with your whack ass opinion. Because social media and the news has brainwashed y'all. They do not tell you the truth. They show you clips of the truth. It's not even the truth. They show you clips and put them together. You got to go back and watch the whole video to see the whole damn story, to see what happened. And then y'all get on here and get emotional, and now you all over here in your feelings about some shit that ain't even true. Or some shit that wasn't put out all the way to show the whole truth. It's only one side of the story. It's not showing the other side, and then it's not showing the side of the people who was in the room. It is activism, and let's also be clear, because Judea said that, and I ain't even gonna say her name, because that's the thing. Some people want to get on here, and this is why I said I don't go back and forth with y'all non-motherfucking factors, because I'm not finna go. It was a broad on here yesterday that was trying to get me to go back and forth with her, and she known for that. She known for, trying to stir the pot, having these little remarks and want to write a paragraph. Baby, I'm not writing no paragraph talking about where the video footage and where this and where that. You go do your research. The fuck I look like. I don't owe you any explanation. If you want to understand what's happening in Harvey, you want to understand why he cussing this black woman out that you say shouldn't be cussed out, you go do the damn figuring out. Any of y'all on here commenting on somebody post talking about what happened, that's you to go find out what happened. That's not that person's job to tell you what happened. That's your job to get up off your ass and go figure out what happened. And that's exactly what I told her. And she wanted to come back with 4 and 5 paragraphs. And baby, I'm not even finna respond to you no more, because you're a non-motherfucking factor. And baby, they got her blood boiled. Because like 6 hours later, she was still talking about it. She like, I don't know why I'm mad, but I'm just mad. You mad because I did not entertain your demon. Because some people get on here and just want you to entertain their demon. Baby, I ain't finna entertain your demon. That demon to be real mad messing with me. Huh. But like I told her, if you got so much to say, go to a city council meeting. Go up there. Go up there so y'all could see for y'allself. Because like I said, we are from the era. If my bloodline, baby, we definitely was part of Malcolm X. We was not a part of Martin Luther King. We are not on here on no Kumbaya, letting no motherfuckers knock you in the head with a rock and we still walking. No, we on Malcolm time around here. No, that's the exact time that we on. Most of the activists that you see, anybody that you see in the room that's speaking up on your behalf for your black ass, and you don't know, that's the time that we on. We on that. Because it ain't no niceness when you dealing with politics. Ain't no such thing. And that's how I know y'all really don't know nothing and you just on here off emotion because you have no clue of what it takes to be in the room. You have no idea. You have no clue at all. So please stop voicing your non-fucking factor opinion on this internet. Right? I'll put out the next city council meeting day so we can see some of y'all there. How about you meet down there? How about you meet us in the room so you can see for yourself and look on the board because it's a big ass screen that they put up there. So when your aldermen voting in line and telling you they going this way, and then you can see on the screen how they voted against it. You could see on the screen that the alderman said they weren't going to try to raise your taxes, but your 19 black aldermen went on there and voted for your $300 million taxes. Then when Chicago flipped out, and it went across the news, because again, everybody paying attention to Chicago but the people who live in Chicago. Y'all clueless as hell. Clueless than a mob. The whole internet know what's going on in Chicago but you. On here talk about what happened. Because you worried about some damn stupid love and hip-hop. You don't even know what's going on in your own neighborhood, in your own community. Your grandmama and your granddaddy was about to lose their house. That's what's happened. Because if the taxes went up on them again and they on fixed income, baby, they losing their property. Your grandmama make $1,200 a month. If her taxes went up $5,000, your grandmama could not afford that house. If her taxes go up $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, if your grandmama is on a fixed income and her taxes go up, she cannot afford that house. Guess what? She's losing it. Are you standing in line to pick up the torch and pay the bill? No, you're not. And I know you're not, because half of y'all, we cleaning out y'all houses with my junk removal business. We're cleaning out y'all houses that your grandmama and your granddaddy done now got to get put out of because your black mayor and your city council has increased or tried to. Like I said, be thankful. Be thankful. And that's the least that you could do is say thank you to Jessica Jackson, Danny C., and Zoe of Chicago Flip Red. Be thankful that they was down there every single day on them aldermen's ass. And it's video proof of it. Go on YouTube, because Facebook, y'all don't know shit, because y'all in the dark, because y'all in a whole nother other world in a mindset. The rest of the world, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube understands this. Y'all are the only ones that are slow as hell and think with this blinder. You think like this. Y'all are the only ones. Go and do your own research and pull it up and see how them females was down there every single day up in them alderman ass, letting them know, if you vote this way, we coming for your seat. Matter of fact, let me show you something. These the new shirts you about to start seeing. Because again, they have a business strategist on their side. And I'm going to help them market. I'm going to help them. I'm going to guide them. I'm going to give them strategies so that way they can grow and they can move, because they're the ones that are speaking up and standing up. Disgrace 50 is next. I told them, take off them Chicago flip red shirts. Now it's time for your city to understand what the hell this is all about. Okay? Because like I said, I'm not with pushing nobody to vote for no political person or none of that shit. At the end of the day, I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I built my business on faith and God. I have never depended in my life on a political party. That's the false narrative in y'all mindset that you have, that either one of them are going to help you. And this is the argument that I have with Zoe all the time. And this is the thing. This is what I tried to explain to Zoe. See, Zoe wasn't born here in Chicago. Her mom is from here, but Zoe is not from here. Jessica is, and Danny is, of course. But Zoe was not born here. So I had to share something with Zoe, and I had to tell Zoe, Black people as a whole, it is very hard for them to see anything red or Republican, right? Because we've always associated the racist with that, right? The same way that, and it's a form of control in this country. The same way that some white people talk about Black people and say whatever they want to say, you know, and they have their what do they call it when they say that? Somebody just was on the post earlier today, somebody saying like the usual suspects, shit like that, right? And I had to tell Zoe that even me, it was hard for me to first put that shirt on with them, to stand in solidarity with them, because I was in my mind like, red, Republican, hell to the no. Like, I fought them so hard with it in the beginning, right? But then I was like, you know what? At this point where we at, something drastic has to happen. Like, we are so far gone as a city and a community that it's going to take something radical, drastic, over the top to make people pay attention. And this is what it was. Them getting on the internet talking about Chicago flip red, and even now with these red disgrace 50 shirts, everything. It took that. It took them to be radical and drastic to get the attention. So now the attention has been brought so much to mainstream media. They are consistently being called for interviews. They are consistently being called on the news station. We are getting ready to host some events. I'm helping them plan a fundraiser event. But now that they took that drastic, radical movement, right? And now they have gotten some traction to where now, guess what? Mayor Brandon is being looked into. We have been asking for a forensic audit for the city of Chicago for the last 2 years. And guess what? It is now starting to happen, right? When they pleaded online, Tom Homan, come get these illegals. We need them up out of here, out of our neighborhoods. We was the first city picked. Tom Homan came here first. Chicago it's not even the biggest city. We the third biggest city. He could have went to California. He could have went to New York. He came here first. Again, because people are speaking up and making awareness, and not speaking up on the internet, speaking up in person, in the seats. The news and the media couldn't believe it, because nobody has cussed out Chicago elected officials before. Everybody like, what? Oh my God. Do you see this? No one has ever cussed out elected officials before and put them in their place and told them, you work for us. Y'all forgot y'all worked for us. Because that's honestly what they have forgot. They walk down there. They are very arrogant. They are very smug. They act like they don't work for us. And they act like that because they know that y'all don't care and y'all not gonna say nothing and y'all gonna show up. They was down there passing all type of money. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all on here still talking about reparations, baby. All your reparations money was just given out to these illegals. And they didn't do no study. They've been lying to y'all for years talking about, oh, we got to do a study. Oh, we got to do a study. Stephanie Coleman got $500,000 to do a study. Where the study at, Stephanie? All of them get paid $142,000 a year, and they have an additional 100. Don't quote me. Don't quote me, because Zoe know this off the top of my head. Zoe is a politician without being one. She know all this. She know the law. She know the ins and out. Don't misquote me. Let me just say for now, because I don't know the exact dollar amount. Don't misquote me. Let me just. I'm a do a low end ball. I'm gonna do a low end amount. Let's just say every alderman has at least $200,000. And that's low. I know that's wrong. That's not even the right number. So just imagine more. But every alderman has at least $200,000 for their ward, to invest in their ward, to do things in their ward, to bring opportunities to their ward. How many of you in Chicago live in a ward and you have a Black alderman? Please tell me what services your Black alderman is providing for your ward. Please comment on here tonight so we can make a record of it. What services is your Black alderman providing to your ward? And I need to damn near text her right now to find out, because it's not 200,000. It's way more than that. Way more. Way more. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. Right. YouTube, hold on. I haven't said nothing to the Facebook people. It's a couple of them commenting. Carlita says she's in that township supervisor. The 16 for the 18 cities have mayors. The township runs different services. I have been down to City Hall. I had to take a break. It was fucking my mental up. Exactly, Didi. Didi, can you just explain a little bit more why you said that it was fucking your mental up? Because tonight it's no whole bar. I'm cursing. I'm doing all that. This ain't the professional live. This is a real conversation at this point, right? Because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But can you let somebody know, Didi, why you said you was going down to City Hall just like me? Because I had to stop going, because I grew up in South Shore. I grew up in Terrytown. Certain things you can't handle. Certain things when you grow up in certain neighborhoods, I didn't have no emotional intelligence at that time. I couldn't handle it. I had to fall back. And that's why I said I respect wholeheartedly, especially Zoe and Jessica Jackson, because they have been consistently down there every single day, 52 weeks a year, 5 days a week, 4 to 5 weeks in a month, 12 months in a year for the last 3 years. Now we're in 25. We're going on 3 years. They have been consistently down there. If that ain't consistency, I don't know what is. If at minimum, I'm gonna say I respect that. Whether you agree with who they voted for or not, that's not on you. That's not up to you. Everybody has their own right to vote for who they want to vote for, and that's y'all problem. Y'all have gotten into this groupthink ass mindset, and the fact that Black people still think that you're supposed to automatically vote Democratic again, you are the ones that have no critical thinking skills, none. Because even Miss Jessica say she in her 60s. These is not the same Democrats from when our grandmamas and granddaddies was in the civil rights. These ain't the same Democrats. It's not. Which is why for me and my channel and how I grew my page and channel was talking about finances, talking about taxes, credit, money management, buying your property back, how to buy your land back. That's what I focus on. Business strategy. I work with clients to make sure that they making money in their business, to strategize and come up with a actionable game plan, right? So yes, I met them. We started off at City Hall, but then I decided to do business with them and become their business manager. Because I was going down there and I was able to get in the room and see how them aldermen was lying. See how they was passing all this money to go to the Hispanics. See how they was passing all this money for these white developer companies that's coming in. Y'all aldermen are getting paid $3,000 to give a fucking white developer company 8 blocks on Halsted. 79th for Halsted. The developer company that got that land on 79th for Halsted, he paid the alderman $3,000. Undercut money. You getting taken out, your people getting sold out for $3,000. Not $30,000, not $300,000, $3 lousy ass $1,000. So the statement that you made on here, Rise to Promise, I think that was you that said people don't like politics. People need to learn what the fuck is going on. Point blank, period. Because that's the problem too, is you and your feelings about what you don't like and what you don't and this and that. At the end of the day, that don't matter, because money is being spent, money is being funneled through, and your ass is not seeing none. Your neighborhood, your community haven't seen $1. But when I went up on the north side today, that was an epiphany for me. That was an epiphany for me to understand why so many people did not vote in Chicago, because half the people live up north. And they thriving. So in their mind, it don't matter when Lori was in office. It don't matter that Brandon is in office. It didn't matter when the other dude who shut down the 50 schools, forgot his name, was in office. Because I'm like, hold on. The north side is so heavily populated. How did only 36% of Chicago come out? My critical thinking skills kicked in. I'm like, this makes no sense. I'm going to type on Google right now. How many people live in Chicago? How many people live in Chicago? Because this is what y'all need to hear. Y'all so 2.6 million people as of 2023. We got to have more than that. We definitely got more than that by now, because we got damn near 100,000 new illegals here. So that's a whole nother other situation. But on here it says as of 2023, we had 2.6 million people. So we had 2.6 million people here, and we had 36% people. 36% of people show up. Where my calculator at? Where's my Rahm Emanuel? Yeah. The same for schools that he closed and couldn't fix in our neighborhood, but you could house some people who done walk their ass across the jungle over in these schools now. Now all of a sudden these schools is ready for housing, right? Excuses. But been telling y'all for years, your kids got to go to a whole nother other neighborhood and community. But now all of a sudden you got money to fix these schools up and house these people, right? I need a calculator. I need to know what that percentage is. Calculator. So let's just do this. 2.6. 200. It said 2.66 million people. So that's basically 2,660,000 people. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 times 36%. So out of 2.6 million people, less than 957,000 people voted in Chicago. 2.6 million people from 2023. We're going to just go from 2023. 2.6 million people that live in the city of Chicago. Less than 957,000 actually voted. You see what I'm talking about? So that's what I'm talking about. You got people that's down at City Hall fighting the mayor and the alderman, fighting for rights of 2.6 million people, and only 30 people are down there showing up and speaking out. Meanwhile, the rest of y'all get on this internet and run your mouth and have a weak ass opinion, and you not even in the room. But all these laws that's down there being passed and changed affects you and your everyday livelihood in your life. Yet you got the nerve to get on here and say something about somebody who's in the room. Huh. D say, then after seeing Zoe get locked up and Mr. Blakemore, my mental was down. I stayed away. Brandon Johnson put us out one day when we was to vote. He lied to us and scammed us. Thank you. Oh yeah, Life was stole money too, for sure, for sure. She put her deal in. They all put their deal in. Ron put his deal in. Life put her deal in. They all put their deal in. They all put their deal in. And this is what I'm talking about with politics. This is not a nice arena. This is a kumbaya. This is not a kumbaya type of thing. So everybody in the uproar about Jediah cursing her out, baby, it was bound to happen at this point. It was bound to happen. Okay? Bound to happen. But where in God's green earth have you ever seen an elected official jump out her seat and go fighting with a bunch of men? When have you ever seen that? Even as much as Zoe and them down there cussing out Brandon, he may turn his head, he may look left, he may look right, but he ain't coming around that podium. So you can't say in the same breath somebody is disrespected when they disrespecting themselves, when they disrespecting their community, when they have lied and cheated and pulled people out. Literally, like I said, we had 3 people here last week that was asking us to come out there and stand in solidarity with them because their rights are being violated. Like the police has no right to put their hands on you for filming with your camera. None. You have rights. You get what I'm saying? So please start using y'all critical thinking skills. Like, and if you don't know what critical thinking skills mean, then go Google it. Because it don't mean jump on the bandwagon. It definitely don't. It don't mean everything that you see on social media, you just get your emotional feelings all wrapped up in it. That's not critical thinking. That's emotional, which is what a lot of you are. You just go off of emotion, and after that emotion is done, then you back to regular degular. You back to the same the same schedule. Everybody, we had a different topic every other day. Right? Yesterday, the day before was Tiffany. Now last night, this plane crash in DC. Today, is the whole plane crash. Tomorrow, something else gonna come in that you're gonna get emotional about. Y'all been all emotional about this DEI. Like I said, go Google DEI and how many Black people have actually received jobs from DEI while y'all are so up in arms about DEI. Because DEI wasn't created for you. More white women have benefited from DEI than any Black person. The alphabet people have benefited more for DEI than Black people while you on this internet mad. But you wasn't mad about your taxes being raised $300 million. You see the difference? Something that directly affects your livelihood, your taxes going up. your property taxes, something that directly affects you. Silence. Not one post made, not one outrage made. Oh, but the moment Al Sharpton get on here and march 100 people into Costco, oh, y'all up in arms. Selective. 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 DDI ain't saying no. I ain't saying no names. Property taxes in Illinois is horrible, and the way that the system is set up, it should actually be a shame. Which is why I am saying we need more people to show up at Cook County to talk to Preckwinkle, because the next meeting that they have where Preckwinkle will be there, I will be there to voice my opinion with her ass, because they have allowed so many of these companies and so many of these white corporations to buy up so much property and land in our neighborhoods that are dilapidated. Just like that lady who owns 800 pieces of parcel on the south and west sides, majority, and the property and land is dilapidated. So now she has to sell them and through an auction. But they allowed this, and they continue to allow this, and then tell us, oh, well, we're not going to host a scavenger sale for the last, we're on the 3rd year now. Oh, we're not going to have a scavenger sale because until we decide that we want to have one. No, that's some bullshit. Because actually we are due a scavenger sale. We're supposed to have a scavenger sale every 2 years. We haven't had one. And they want to try to claim that because so many people were frauding them, you let these people fraud them. That's y'all fault. Not us, not our fault as tax-paying citizens. That's your fault that you didn't look at them 800 properties that lady owned. That's your fault that you didn't do the due diligence. That's your fault, not ours. So the fact that it's their fault and now we're being held and we can't have the tax scavenger auction, that's some bull crap. We should be allowed the tax scavenger auction. The tax annual sale is every single year. But the tax scavenger is what allows you to really get the property and not have to pay the back taxes. So the annual tax sale is based off of all of the back taxes. If they owe 10 years of back taxes, you got to pay all of them 10 years of back taxes with the annual sale. But with the scavenger sale, you only have to pay what the taxes are in that year that you're buying. So if you're buying 2022 taxes, you only got to pay back 2022 taxes. All the other years get waived. That's why they don't want to give us that. Because they allowed all of these other people to come in for years and to rig and manipulate the system with no checks and balances. And that's the problem. That's what we have. That is what's wrong with Chicago politics, with what's happening out there with Tiffany. All of these people have access to these different amounts of money and funding, and then they don't want to show the proof of where the money was spent. As tax-paying citizens, all of us, no matter what city, state, country, county you live in, you have the right to know where your tax dollars were spent. Everything is supposed to be public record. For years, Brandon Lyonass has refused to give us the full records, and that's because he's stealing the money. And which is why we asking for an audit. Same way with them out there in Harvey with Tiffany. They out there cussing and fussing because they are raising awareness for her ass to be brought up on charges, the federal to come in and to do an audit so they could see that they have been stealing this money. You can't keep saying, you know what I'm saying, you don't know and what you're not in. You can't, at some point, you got to be a grown adult and you got to step it up. Like I don't want to hear excuses from adults, because to me it's just a bunch of excuses. It take 2 hours out your day to go down to a city council meeting. If it matters that much, right? If your opinion matters that much. But we know most people love to talk online and do nothing, which is why you have very few activists, which is why you have no leaders, because the problem is Black America thinks that 2 and 3 people supposed to fix everything for everybody. And that's just the bottom line. There is no full support for anything. The fact that you think that your opinion online is going to matter and change something, it don't. And that's the problem. Oh, Didi, I'm just not seeing you responding. You said because Brandon, bitch ass, was supposed to let us vote. Me, Zoe, Blakemore, and Tyrone were deep that day. I was down there that day, if that's the one that you're talking about with the voting. And then they kicked us all out. They put that fire alarm on, had those boys put that fire alarm on. I was down there that day. You said, he said we need to clear out to get the order in the room. After we went to the hallway, they locked us out and put us upstairs. Correct. And that's why I did not leave. I actually went and walked over and sat by Tyrone because Tyrone had 2 rows behind Emma Mitz. And I did not. I told Zoe and them, me and Zoe didn't leave. I think Zoe stayed in the room too with me. But everybody else left out. I didn't leave out because I knew that that's what they was going to do. And so that's the day. I was down there that day too. But I ended up staying and I went and sat over there behind Tyrone because the police was trying to make me leave. And I just kept walking around the room like I ain't hear shit. Because I knew once they kicked everybody out, they wasn't letting us back in. I knew they was going to put everybody upstairs. And you said after we went to the hallway, they locked us out and put us upstairs where the plastic at, and we had to be on the plastic. Girl, we gonna call the plastic the prison because it looked like a prison room. If any of y'all been to 26 in California to visit your boyfriend back in the day, just that same thick ass glass wall that you talking to him, that's how that upstairs floor is. And that's how they try to play you. As American taxpaying citizens, they try to put you up on the 3rd floor where you cannot even see the meeting. You can't even see what's going on. It's just you just see the top of the city hall. And it's a big, thick glass, as thick as Cook County, 26 in California glass, okay? You can barely see through the glass. And then they put a microphone on so you can hear, but you're not really seeing nothing because you're sitting in these little movie chair seats. It's disrespectful. So anytime they ever try to tell y'all that y'all cannot get off on second chamber, right? It's the 2nd floor. If they ever try to tell y'all that y'all cannot get off on the 2nd floor and y'all got to go to the 3rd floor, just turn around or figure it out and do what we do. I ain't gonna tell you what we do on here so they'll know what we do, but just turn around. Don't let them put you up in that prison hole because that's exactly what it is. It's disrespectful. Okay, Didi said they did not let us back in the chambers that day, and Brandes told us exactly it's gonna stay a sanctuary city. Correct. He did not. He denied our free right to vote because we were supposed to vote as the people, right? The taxpaying, and this is what y'all have to understand. You're just because he the mayor don't mean he runs shit. He worked for you. Just because somebody is the alderman don't mean they run shit. They work for you. So if we the people say we don't want a sanctuary city and your alderman and your mayor try to shut you out, which is exactly what they did that day, which is why Zoe has been talking about us doing a class action lawsuit against the city of Chicago, because we need to. We need to bring a class action lawsuit against Brandon directly and all of them damn mayors, all of them aldermen who sat there and allowed that shit to happen that day, because that actually was a direct violation of all of our rights as legal taxpaying citizens that live in the city of Chicago. Right? So you said it's there. I just wrote it. Okay. And they keep locking us up. Blakemore got arrested. Zoe got arrested. Taiwan got arrested. Right. And Zoe got put out. Now she is now banned from the city council until April, because lying ass David Moore gonna say that she put her hands on him, and she did not. She did get up in his face, but did she physically touch him? No, she did not. But of course, that's what they do, right? They lie. So as of right now, they have so-called banned her, but they'll see. They'll see how long that lasts when they get the paperwork. I gotta find out. I gotta look online because it's tax time for me. So I haven't been in the mix as much with them and what they got. They gonna move and groove and do what they do on the regular. So if you're not following Zoe page, Didi, make sure you following Zoe and Danny on YouTube. Because she goes more on there. Zoe's not really on Facebook. Danny is on Facebook, but Zoe is not really on Facebook. So I think she do most of her stuff on YouTube and TikTok. Okay, good. You said you went to court with Zoe for support. Didi, come on, you in then. You part of the look, you in, you understand, right? You understand. That's just what it is. Okay, YouTube, I'm sorry. So I had to finish those comments over there because I had not addressed anybody on Facebook. And Didi is on there and got in the room. Anybody that get in the room, I respect you. Didi, thank you for coming out. I understand your mindset. That's why I stepped back. I had to get up out of there too because it was a lot going on. And like you said, we was ready to jump. We was ready to fight at that point. Because again, when you in the room and your rights are being violated, your blood is gonna boil. And it's not being violated that one day. It had been consistently being violated. I think I was down there like 3 months. I was going down there. Like maybe I didn't even last the full 3 months. I think I made it maybe 10 weeks, 10 or 11 weeks. And once that last thing happened, when they brought the migrants down there, and then they had their little protest, and then they tried to get in front of us, and then I flipped out down there. That was my last day. I was done because my blood pressure was so high up that day. My eyes almost popped up out my head. I was so mad and fuming, and I had to tell myself, Patrice, you gotta work on your you gotta work on some things. You gotta work on your emotion. You gotta work on your feeling. You gotta work on your voice. You gotta work on some things. Because like I said, I was having some real different type of thoughts that are not good to have, right? So I understand. Why you stopped going, because I stopped going. So that's again why I support them as a group. I may not agree with them and I may not support everything that they do, but as a group and as freedom fighters, I do respect them and support them in that aspect. And that's why I said I'm gonna stick to the business side. Let them do what they do with the policies and all of that. But I support and respect them wholeheartedly because ain't nobody been down there for 3 years every single day, day after day, week after week, month after month, like Danny and Miss Jessica. And then recently, like Miss Jessica and Zoe. Miss Jessica and Zoe started this and have been down there consistently. And then last year in 2024, Danny came in, right? So the fact that Miss Jessica and Zoe have been down there consistently for 3 years and still not being heard after they have spoken up, spoken out, have different cases against these people, and they still are not being heard, that's a problem. That's a problem. That is a problem. And like I said, any of you all that own property, you owe them a thank you. You owe them a thank you for not having that 300 million on you. Perfection says when you have nothing to lose or screwed over, cussing out is valid. Hey, some people settle for the shade room titles, but don't do anything further for research, and some simply Google search. Correct, Perfection. Black people have the nerve to ask Tabitha Brown to boycott selling her products in Walmart and Target. Yet these same ones that want that are also on Facebook. commenting their little raggedy ass opinions. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said the selective outrage. Meta was the first one to remove the damn DEI. Baby, he done funded so much Trump campaign money, it don't make no sense. All of them you seen standing up back there behind him. I again, I'm the business strategist for the group. So they went to the inauguration and seeing the ball, because we went to the ball and I attended the ball because again, I'm their business strategist. I'm their business manager. So we attended this Black inaugural ball. Baby, almost every company that everybody shops with on a regular basis was on that board as a sponsor. Meta was up there full front and center, and all I could do was laugh because I said, all these people on here with this fake outrage, but yet you still on Instagram and Facebook. I make it make sense, right? So this is what we talking about. This is what we talking about. Right. I saw that. I saw some people talking about Tabitha. I didn't see her video. I know her and the other lady, the girl with the main choice. I forgot her name. The other lady who has a hair care line. Both of them made videos about it, right? And from the clips that I've seen, because like I said, I didn't watch either one of their videos, but from the clips that I've seen, people are mad at them because they on there telling them to still shop at Target, but just buy their stuff, right? And people like, having their opinion on that, but I'm like, y'all mad at them, but y'all still on Facebook. Y'all still on Instagram. So, I mean, I'll understand it, And in my opinion, perfection, progress, that is a part of our problem. That's also a part of our problem because no one wants to sacrifice. No one wants to sacrifice and say, we're boycotting these different apps. We're boycotting this. We're pulling our money out of this and actually stand on business. That's the problem. Everybody got so complacent with what they have today that they're not willing to sacrifice. Our grandparents sacrificed. People that be like, we ain't our ancestors. That's the most disrespectful thing you could ever say, because you're sure right, not your ancestors, baby, because we would not be where we at if we still had those same ancestors here. Right. You're right. You're not your ancestor. You're far from it because they had way more balls, way more courage, way more hearts, right? They didn't have the internet to run their mouth on, right? They had to get in the room, which is why I host meetings at my office. We do meetings in the office. I'm not announcing the meetings online, right? The revolution will not be televised, and that's real. Because the real people that are doing the work are in the room. We're not online running our mouth. We're not online commenting with opinions, right? We actually are in the room organizing, planning, going against the grain, calling out your alderman and your mayor, calling out, right? That's the difference. So I am wholeheartedly my ancestor, baby, wholeheartedly. Viola Louise Duval Stewart runs all up and through these veins, baby. Nathaniel C. Stewart, Tuskegee Airman, runs all up and through these veins, baby. I am my ancestors every day, all day. I will never disrespect them, which is why I'm going to stand up and say something. Because the fact that we in 2025 and you have Black people who are still on the internet crying and complaining and talking about, oh, I feel like this, and what are we going to do, and all this and that. You need to go and tap into your ancestor. You need to go and tap into who the hell birthed you. You need to go ahead and tap in and do something, because you getting on the internet sounding like a weak ass. I don't know who you are. Because ain't nothing about me up in my blood on here getting on no internet crying about nothing that's going on. I don't give a fuck what president in office. I don't give a shit how many things he reversed. I don't give a damn. I will never be on this internet crying about nothing. I'll go to DC and fly to the White House to go meet his ass before I get on the internet crying, which is in the works. Chicago Flip Red. Definitely we are in the works. We're talking, we're getting in front of this current administration so we can find out what is going to happen. Where, what we gonna do? Where this money at? Where these artists at? We need certain things to happen, right? And that's the other thing, another thing that bothers me on this internet with some of y'all. People was mad that people were going to do business, right? You mad at an entertainer for doing an entertainer's job. Now, I ain't talking about Snoop, because Snoop was stupid for what he said, right? I didn't know that Snoop had put a video out calling people coons and all that shit. That's his dumb ass. He shouldn't have never said nothing. Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. But the fact that people are mad at Nelly for being an entertainer, there's no such thing as being a coon for doing your job. The same way with me. I'm a tax and business strategist. I don't give a damn if you're a Republican, if you're an independent, if you're a Democrat. If I'm going to work with you, I'm going to work with you. Again, that's that non-critical thinking. You're only emotional, no emotional intelligence. Y'all only in emotions, not emotional intelligence. It's a difference, right? But that let me know right away with half the people on the internet. You mad at entertainers doing their job. They was mad at the Mississippi band being there. These kids have an opportunity to perform and be paid. They not just there for the hell of it. They get something for that, right? But everybody is so riled up in emotion and all of that. What the fuck you supposed to do? You supposed to go sit in the corner for 4 years? So the fact that it's a new president, now you're not supposed to do no business just because it's the president that it's the president that you didn't vote for. You sound dumb as hell. And that's why y'all in the situation that you in. That's why you live in the life that you live. That's why you probably live in check to check. That's probably why you really don't know shit, because you sound dumb as hell. That don't even make sense. You got mad at Cube. You got mad at anybody that go sit down and try to have a conversation with him. You get upset. How in the fuck is anything supposed to get done in this 4-year period if there's no talking? We're grown. We're not kids. That's that love and hip hop mentality mindset with y'all. Y'all are not real adults. Real adults don't think like that at all. Again, that's that emotional shit. Oh, it's not the president that I voted for, so we ain't doing this. We shutting this down. Y'all sound dumb as hell because you get up and you go to that white corporation job every single day and clock in. Huh. Are you not going to work because Meta is donated? Are you not going to Target? Are you not going? Exactly, Kane. Exactly. People who really understand it, that's exactly how we all feel. You're going to do you regardless of who's in office. The same way I've done me regardless of who's in office. The same way I've built this business up brick by brick for the last 15 years, no matter what president was in office, right? Because you understand that. Because you're not thinking off emotions. Because you're a mature adult. We got a lot of grown ass kids on this Facebook. I learned that during the election. I'm not one that if you don't agree with me, I'm not following you. That's some little kid ass shit. I'm not a fucking little girl. This is why I was never in a sorority, and take it how you want to take it. But half of y'all that was on here commenting like that, y'all in sororities, y'all are attached to some type of group or organization, or you just so hard Democrat that you can't see nothing outside of that. And that is another reason why I never joined. My grandmother was an AKA. Second year. When y'all started AKA 1920 something, whatever year it started, she was the next class in the second year at Howard. I had to explain to my grandmama, they not doing what y'all was doing. Because when I was in college, I don't know if they still hazing, but I'm not kissing no bride behind. I'm not washing no bride clothes. I'm not being degraded. I'm not being talked crazy to get into no fucking organization. And that's a big groupthink mindset. Big groupthink mindset. And a lot of people that I saw on this internet was a part of the so-called Divine Nine and all that other stuff. But where do these people be at when shit like this going on? when our taxes is going up $300 million, when your government and your city is doing what is, where is all these groups and organizations at then when other shit matter? I didn't see none of that, but I saw it all during the election time when it was trying to tell people who to vote for, right? That's why that world never got to me. That my grandmother wanted to know why I never pledged AKA, and I had to share with her. At that time in 99, I was in college in 99 to 2004. At Chicago State, baby, them AKAs was the most meanest, rudest, nastiest group of girls ever. Baby, I wish I would. I like the Deltas. The Deltas was so much nicer back then, but I could not pledge Delta at that time. My grandmother would have flipped over if I went to Delta while she was still alive and she an AKA, right? Rest your soul, grandmother. More power to you. But I don't do cliques. I don't do them. I don't do them. I don't do them cliques. I don't do that groupthink mindset. This is why I'm an independent thinker. I've been by myself. I'm gonna continue to be by myself because I don't think like that. But I'm grown. So I'm gonna hold a conversation with anybody. Whether somebody voted for Trump, whether they voted for Biden, whether they wanted to be independent. I actually was one of the ones who sat out. I didn't vote. I didn't vote because I wasn't voting. I didn't vote for Trump or Biden because, again, my personal life does not reflect around a president. My life is more affected with Chicago because this is the city that I live in. State representation is way more, is almost just as important, if not more, than the presidency, right? So in my case, I'm being honest with y'all. I'm the realest tax and business strategist. I ain't on here lying to fake the fun. I didn't vote. I almost did. I almost went down, but I didn't because I didn't like either candidate. And I personally feel like Black people should be independent. I feel like we shouldn't be attached to either party, but that's my personal opinion. So that's how I choose, right? So the rest of you decided to vote how you want to vote, which everyone has the right to do. You have the right to sit it out. You have the right to vote who you want to vote or sit out, right? It's either one. So Kane, like you said, you know, regardless of what president is in office, that you were not, your life and your livelihood is gonna be fine, right? And ultimately, that's what I'm trying to tell these people. Like, ultimately, your life is still gonna be okay. Y'all getting on here crying, talking about everything that's happening, that really just make you look weaker. It do. It make you look weaker. I personally haven't seen no other race get on here. I haven't seen none of my Asian friends. I haven't seen none of my Hispanic friends get on here and say, "Oh, what we gonna do, y'all? What we gonna do, y'all? Oh, I don't feel well today. I just feel so." Y'all sound weak as hell. You sound weak as hell. Cause baby, if some shit go down today, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna cry about it? This is why it needed to happen. This is why everything is happening the way it happened, because it needed to wake y'all asses up. It needed you to get a backbone. It needed you to wake up and understand what is actually happening in your city, in your state, in your neighborhood, with the finances. This is bigger than Trump. But Trump had to get voted in so that you Negroes who get on here and talk all this scary ass shit can wake up. Because you got to really sit here and understand, if you that scared and if you that worried and you feel the need to get on social media and say what you gonna do and you're not feeling well today and you just feeling depressed and that just shows how many other people when it's time and it go down that you weak. They're gonna come for you first because you weak. Just like Miss Jessica said, when people was on here talking about we going back to slavery. Miss Jessica said, what they gonna do? Send y'all a text message and tell y'all to pull up at Rainbow Beach? And y'all gonna go? Baby, go back to slavery for who? Ain't nobody going back to slavery but y'all, the scary ones, baby, because ain't nobody putting me in no damn slavery. What the fuck is you talking about? Y'all sound slow as hell. Oh, we finna go back to slavery. You finna take your ass back? Like Miss Jessica said, they gonna text you, meet us at the Ark at Rainbow Beach, and y'all gonna walk y'all slow asses over there. The fuck? Talking about some damn we going back to slavery. No, speak that over your own life, baby. Because ain't Patrice L. Stewart ain't going back to nobody's fucking slavery. Y'all got shit messed up out here. And that's what I'm talking about. They fear mongered you so much. And even with shit happening right now, even with laws and things being taken away, ain't nobody in this green earth finna fear monger me that I'm going back to no fucking slavery. Like, y'all sound dumb as hell. Baby, bye. You gonna get that text message and you gonna walk your happy ass down there to go get on the Ark instead of pulling out your motherfucking 9mm and pop they ass. The fuck? Baby, bye. I just ordered me about 10 more guns. Baby, bye. I ain't nobody worried. Get your concealed carry. Learn how to go shoot. Go to the gun range. If anything, this is some of the stuff. If anything, this is what I wanted to have with y'all tonight. Get out your scary ass emotions and start working on stuff that you can actually control, right? If somebody run up on me and I am armed and I'm able to defend myself, I'm not worried about nobody running up on me. Because I already know if you run up on me, then I already know what I'm finna come do. But and then if I wasn't armed, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and learn some self-defense classes. I'm gonna learn how to knock you in the throat, how to bug your eye out, how to kick you in the balls, all type of stuff, right? That is called tactical training. White people have been training their kids for years for this WAR that's coming. Okay? Y'all, some of y'all black people, all you've been on this internet is talking and running your mouth. You ain't planning. You're not planning. You're not getting ahead. You get what I'm saying? Stay up off this internet with that scary ass shit. Even if you feel that way, go create you a little Facebook community. Y'all need to get in a private group and have y'all a little group chat. Go get on Telegram and cry to each other. But posting that shit all over social media with you being scared and now what we about to do? Oh, he in office. Oh, look now. It's starting to happen. Project 2025. Here it go. Facts, Kane. Technically, we have never left slavery. We are in a form of it. Corporate America is a very great example of modern day slavery. I call it that all the time. But I'm talking about these people on this internet that have the nerve to be on here complaining and whining like some 5-year-olds, like they done just lost their whole livelihood because somebody been voted in office. If 40 million black people learn how to get together, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Because if a motherfucker come in your neighborhood, you and your neighbors gonna square up. Maybe everybody ain't from Chicago. Maybe some of y'all are from some of these rural areas. I know I do see different posts, and I don't know everybody. I don't know everybody I got 20,000 followers on Facebook. So some of y'all posts I see, and I really don't know who you are or where you from. But maybe some of y'all are from the South. Maybe because I feel like some of my Southern friends, no, because some of my Southern friends ain't going for that either. But maybe y'all grew up in a time frame where maybe y'all ain't have to know how to fight coming up. Growing up in Chicago, you gotta have some skin. You gotta have some tough skin. Like even for me, we got colorism in Chicago. It's colorism against dark-skinned women, and it's also colorism against light skin. Believe it or not. I got called yellow, light skin, high yellow, big bird all the time, just the same way as dark-skinned girls got called names, right? But in Chicago, baby, they think light-skinned people that's why we came up with the term, don't let the light skin fool you. When people try to play me, I have to tell them all the time, baby, don't let this light skin fool you. I could be Patrice, the professional, but I'm also Peaches from Terrortown. Like, don't let the light skin fool you, because I had to get tough, because I grew up in a rough area. So maybe because I grew up in a rough area, ain't nobody finna get on here and tell me I'm going back to no fucking slavery. Maybe some of y'all is some suburbs kids. And so maybe y'all are the ones that on the internet talking about, oh, here we go. Because I've never seen nobody from Terrytown ever post no goofy ass shit like that. I ain't never seen nobody from Inglewood post no goofy ass shit like that. We don't do that. From the Hunnids, I ain't never seen nobody from the Hunnids post no goofy ass shit like that. But I have seen some Black people on here talking about, oh, it's happening. Bitch, ain't shit happening. But them bang bangs, the fuck? You better get you some balls and baby. I got to be careful on this internet with what I say. I'm gonna just say it like Miss Jessica said it, because that was the best. That was the funniest. We cracked up all day when she said that. What they gonna do? Send y'all a text message and y'all gonna go to Rainbow Beach and pull up on the ark, baby. More power to you. More power to you. More power to you. Because I ain't going. I ain't going. I ain't going. We'll be at a WAR before I go. Baby, bye. YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna scroll to the top. YouTube. I just want to make sure I got everybody. I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't been on in over a month. When the last time y'all seen me on this internet? I took time off to take care of my mother. My mother is doing great. She's doing amazing. For those of you that checked in, I love you. Appreciate you for always asking and checking in. But my mother's doing amazing now. So now I can get back to life and business. And so I ain't been on here in a while, y'all. So y'all know when I ain't been on here in a while, it's been 2 hours. Y'all know I go into my little rant. So I had so much pent up in me. I just needed to get it all out. Okay. So now I'm going to open up the floor. The doors of the church is open. So now y'all know, after I cuss y'all out a little bit, I'm going to give y'all some tips on how you can do some things, okay? So I'm going to go through these comments. I'm going to go through these comments, and then I'm going to give y'all a couple of tips on what to do and prepare for yourself, and some things that you should also look into this upcoming year. And then I'm getting off of here and go home, because I got taxes to do. And my mom is texting me, asking me, am I still at the office? You know I'm still at the office, ma'am. You know I'm still at the office, mama. It's tax time. It's hustle time, as I tell her. But I'm blessed. Blessed to be able to provide and take care of my mama. I ain't realized that, y'all. My mama been retired since 2004. It's 2025. My mama has not worked a job in 21 years. I have been providing and taking care of her for 21 years. I'm proud of that. And the house that I'm leaving her is almost paid off. It'll be paid off before the end of this year. So I'm leaving her like she my child, but she is my child. I ain't had no kids. My mama has always been my kid. I've always been the leader, as my family members say, the adult role. Who is the mama and who the child? We've always kind of reversed roles. It is what it is. I went through therapy about it. I'm good. But my mama is good. And the fact that she don't have to worry for nothing, then I'm fine for that. But I need some of y'all to understand that. I want y'all to be free like I'm free. I want some of y'all to be off this plantation like I am. Like I removed myself. I got let go from my corporate job in 2013. But I had already started my company in 2008 while I worked for corporate. Right? So once I got let go, my mind God was just on me like, baby, you could do this. You could do this. You can do this. I had no plans to go into my own business. I got let go, and I decided to not go back to that corporate slave trade, right? I decided to not go back because how the hell am I bringing you millions of dollars and y'all only paying me $40,000? That's some bullshit. That's some bull crap. Some of y'all are still making 50, 60, 70,000 when y'all should be over $100,000 right now, depending on your job and where you're at. A lot of African Americans are underpaid compared to your counterparts. A lot. If you actually do the numbers, you do some research, you see what salaries are, and then look at your salary, and then go ask Sarah what's her salary. Sarah probably making double what you making and doing less. You probably train Sarah. You probably tell Sarah what to do every day, and Sarah ass making more than you. Corporate slave trade. That's what we're gonna call it. Okay. I want more of you off of it and free. And part of this freedom and part of how you get there is understanding who you are as an individual, also understanding who you are and your purpose and your reason on this earth and why God put you here in this time frame, in this day and time. My grandmother was put on earth in what was her date of birth? 1920, 1919, 1919. No, not 1919, 1920. She went to the court in 43. So she was like 23. Right. So like in 1919. She got put on this earth to be able to fight and go to court for equal pay and stand up for her rights in her time and do the civil rights in her time. In 2023 is when I had to start. I would have never, ever thought that I would be here on the internet talking to y'all about politics and going down and standing up against my city and the mayor and connecting with other people who ready to fight. You think I ever thought that? Do you think I ever thought that this would be my life? It honestly, Miss Keep It Real. I was afraid to come on here and even tell y'all that I worked with Chicago Flip Red. I wouldn't even let them put up videos of me in the beginning. I was like, no, I don't want to hear the people. I don't want to hear no bullshit. I don't want to hear no drama. I had to pray about it. I had to talk to God. I had to say, God, why am I worried about non-motherfucking factor opinions? Why I have to worry about, why am I concerned about non-motherfucking factor opinions? When you in the room. I'm telling you, I prayed on this every single day for 6 months. For 6 months. And every time God gave me a sign, an answer. When you tap in, you'll start knowing how he communicating with you. Okay. When you tap in and you understand who you are and you start getting in tune with your creator, whatever you want to call him, whatever your thing is. I don't do religion, so I still say God, but sometimes I say higher power, creator, whatever, right? Because again, brainwashed mentally, we've been mentally brainwashed to say God, right? Whatever, Jesus, right? All of that. I don't get into all that. That ain't my thing. That ain't my thing. I don't believe everything in that Bible. So for me, what make me clear is to just talk to my creator and have a direct relationship with my creator. I done been to different churches. I done had some issues, seen some things. I'm not trusting in man. My trust ain't in man. My trust is in God. So God had to remind me of that. Why you worried about somebody's opinion when we don't care about what man think? I gave you an assignment. I told you to do certain things, and that's it. So that's how I'm able to get on here today and say, yes, I am the business strategist for Chicago Flip Red. Yes, I am the marketing strategist. I'm the mind behind a lot of what you see and how they're organized with their t-shirts and certain things that they doing is because they have gotten a business manager, a business strategist. When you ask me, do I believe in God? What is your definition of God? What is your definition of God? Because I could say, yeah, I believe in God. That's why I say I believe in my higher power, in my creator, in my higher power, right? Because again, men love to talk about, all of this stuff, the Bible, the book, and all of that. But at the end of the day, none of us were here. None of us were here in that time frame. You get what I'm saying? So I can read something, but if it doesn't make sense to me, then, and I say that, then again, here go the groupthink mindset. If I say I don't believe everything in the Bible, then you finna have a Bible thumper pushers mad and irate and oh, you get what I'm saying? It's always judgmental in this life and in this world with people. But you were not here 100 years ago. You were not here 500 years ago. You were not here 1,000 years ago. So you get what I'm saying? So I don't focus on that. That's not my focus. I don't focus on the God that the world believes in. I focus on, I know I didn't just pop up here. I'm not no atheist, if that's what you want to know. I'm not an atheist. I don't believe that we whatever atheists think, I don't, whatever the fuck they think. I don't believe that we just appeared out of the fucking atmosphere. You get what I'm saying? I do believe that we have a creator. Who that creator is, I can't say. And I'm not going to allow you or nobody else to tell me who the fuck that creator is. I don't care how many pastor institutions, seminaries y'all went to, because they are all taught the same thing in them seminaries. They all taught the same thing. And then you have all of these different groups and books. You got the Quran, you got the Bible, you got Buddhism, you got Judaism, you got all of this stuff. So how are you supposed to know what is right? You get what I'm saying? Everybody think their religion is right. Everybody think their word is right. Everybody think their book is right. I ain't got time for that. I don't got time for that. So I'm going to go to who created me. And that's it. I'm going to have a conversation with my creator. Hello, God. Thank you, Father, for waking me up this morning. Thank you for blessing me to see another day. Thank you for my business. Every time I walk into my office, I say, good morning, Tax Credit Academy. I say, good night, Tax Credit Academy. This is how I have my conversation. This is how I do my thing, right? I'm not with all the labels, right? I'm not with all the church antics. I ain't with all that. Because personally, I like crystals. I like sage. Let the church people, that's demonic, right? You get what I'm saying? I don't understand how something from the earth could be demonic, though. You can go into any mountain across the sea and see crystals. I don't understand how that's demonic. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not trying to understand. If that's what the church people think, oh well, that's what they think. I do what the fuck I want to do. That's the problem with society. Everyone wants to be a group think. Everyone wants you to do exactly as they're doing. It's called conformity. I am not in conformity. I will never conform. That's why my life is different than the average person. Most people are W-2 wage earners. Real business owners, not side hustling business owners that do a side hustle here and there. Real legitimate business owners of America are the backbone of America. Small business owners, mom and pop stores, restaurants. A lot of these places, employ y'all. If you're not working for a corporation, right? If you're not working for a big box company, you get what I'm saying? All of these people were given this business idea to run and manage and maintain, because here on earth is how we're supposed to be. If I know how to do taxes, you know how to grow some seeds, you know how to get the cow, you know how to get the goat. We supposed to come together and then we bartering. Now we bartering, right? You need some services, I need some services. You know how to make that's to me what this world is, right? What this melting pot that we have is, right? But so many people get the best term that I could say is conformity. The best term that I could say is conformity. That's the best term that I feel like I could relate how the average person in society, right? And this is the reason why you have people, the 1%, the 10%. You have the after the 10%, you have that group of individuals. But to me, the rest of the 80% of the world is all on the same frequency. They all in conformity. They all think alike. There is no critical thinking. And like I said, I got to see that the most with this election. Chris Walker, again, I have no bearings on who somebody wants to vote for, right? That has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. So somebody could say the same thing about pushing for Biden, because just as much as y'all are mad about Trump, Biden has the same shit, if not more. Let's be clear. But this is what we be talking about with the selective outrage. And that's what Nelly had to say. Y'all mad at me, but am I supporting the president that did that affected most Black American men by creating the Joe Biden crime bill? Oh no, that wasn't him. I go watch the Nelly clip, right? That's why I said I don't get into politics like that. Trump nor Biden was it. My personal opinion, right? But I'm not gonna not represent somebody because they wanted Trump in. This business for me. This is business, but this is also the only people who were standing down there sticking up for Chicago. So just because they wanted things to be read, that still don't mean I'm not gonna have a conversation with them. That still don't mean I can't sit down with them and learn from them. And that's exactly what happened. We have sat here in my office several times. Me and Miss Jessica used to get into it all the time, baby. Me and her used to bump heads like this. Okay, now we cool. But we used to bump heads, baby. All right? Me and Miss Jessica done bumped head a couple of times. Right? Because again, I do not agree with everything that Chicago Flip Red does as far as what they feel that they want to do. They have their own right and prerogative. So once I learned kind of everything and how they thought and what they wanted to do, I said, okay, I'll be the business manager, right? I'm not going to be down there with y'all because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with everything, right? I agree with some stuff. So I'm like, we're going to keep this business, right? But I am a business owner. I've built a business 15 years. I know business strategy, right? I know marketing. I'm on here. So if I'm going to use my gift, I'm going to use my gift at least to a group of people who have the balls and the guts to stand up, not to people who just want to sit on the internet and talk shit all day. If I am going to align myself or even say that I am working with somebody, I'm going to work with somebody who is okay with yelling and shouting their God-given right and voice, because that's what the fuck we all have. We all have our own individual right and voice. I don't have to think like you. I don't have to vote like you. And if you feel like that, then fuck you. I don't want to be associated with you. You don't grow by having all of the same groupthink mindset people with you. That's why corporate America is the way it is. Corporate America is the way it is because nobody in corporate America speaks the fuck up. You go into a meeting and y'all all are silent. That's part of the reason why I got let go, because I was voicing my opinion at the group. Why in the fuck would you hire an outside agency to do a damn survey when I'm the one doing this job? So you gonna go outside and pay somebody to tell me how to do my fucking job? That don't even make sense. So I said that shit at the meeting. And guess what? All of the people are looking at me like, oh my God, did she just speak up? Oh my God, did she just say something? Corporate America is the way it is today because all of you are silent and complacent about how you're treated there and you don't say shit. You don't speak the fuck up. Because you scared of letting your job, of getting your job, whatever the fuck you are. I can't even say what you are. I can't speak for you. I know for me, corporate America taught me them 6 years that I was there, that this ain't no place that I want to be. I'm a free thinker. I also have a voice and opinion, which is a lot of why y'all on my page and channel right now, as you can clearly see. I know how to fucking talk and say what I want to say. I was the same way in corporate America. When the vice president of the company came in and had a meeting with us, we was at Buffalo Grove and I worked at the call center. They had shut down our department. This was a white lady from Canada. And she came in the room and we all was sitting there. And this is the thing, everybody get to talking in that lunchroom. Oh yeah, we gonna say this and we gonna do this. Y'all be rousing y'all self up and then don't do shit. Everybody was talking big shit. Oh yeah, we gonna speak up. We gonna say something. Guess what happened? What always happened? Crickets. So the lady got to talking and I was like, I raised my hand. I was like, this makes no sense. And again, what happened? Everybody turned around and looked like, no, she didn't. Oh shit. No, she didn't. Right? But guess what happened? That vice president actually looked me in my eye, came up to me and walked over to where I was sitting. And she was like, what's your name? I was like, my name is Patrice Stewart. She was like, oh, I'll always remember you because my sister's middle name is Patrice. Go ahead with your statement. And I share my statement. I said, this does not make sense. Once again, you all are doing this process when we're the ones doing the job. It doesn't make sense to do it this way when it makes more sense to do it that way. She looked and she was like, I'm going to take that into account. Thank you for speaking. And then do you know what? After that meeting, after everybody got to walking out, she came up to me directly and told me, thank you for speaking up and saying something. And she said it again. She said, I'll never forget your name. I'll never forget your name. And when I saw her out in public or saw her out at BMO events, who was she addressed by their name? Patrice L. Stewart, because I had a fucking voice and said something. I didn't sit there like no little goofy ass kid fidgeting because that's not me. And this is part of the reason of the culture of corporate America, because red, black, blue, green, not just black people, all of you all who work in corporate America, you sit there in silence, knowing that certain shit is wrong, knowing that certain shit is not in the best for the company, but you will not stand up. You are okay with just sitting there and letting them do whatever the fuck, even though this is going to mess up your whole process of working. This is about to add another 2 to 3 hours to your workflow because they didn't hire an outside agency and didn't talk to you, the fucking people who do the job. This is why we have what we have in corporate America. And I saw that shit and I was like, nah, baby, I ain't doing this for 30 to 40 years. Hell no. And I had a mama who came home and complained about corporate America every single day of my life. Every single day of my life, my mother came home complaining about that damn corporate job. So mentally, I was already preparing myself, baby. I already knew I was a boss. My parents just didn't know. I already knew that I was a boss. I already knew that I was going to be a business owner. I already knew that I was going to be self-sufficient. I already knew all of this at 7. I knew that at 7. I started my first side hustle selling candy, selling purses at 15. Okay? When you know, you know. And it's just that simple. When you know who you are and you don't allow people and the world and their opinions to change who you are, then you can always stand on business. You can always stand on your own mindset and your own intellect, because ain't nobody built this business these last 15 years but me. You get what I'm saying? So can't nobody say nothing to me about what I built. And I've prayed so hard about it to God that I know my assignment. Saxton, you trying to join in? I'm getting ready to get off of here, but I'll let you join in if you want to join in. Didi, come on. That's what we need. Come on, we need the show. My goal, I told Zoe, my goal is to have 1,000 people outside of City Hall. Enough to fill up City Hall, enough to fill up the third floor if they wanted to, and enough to fill up outside. We need 1,000 people down at City Hall. Period. So yes, Didi, if you can, come on out. Come on out. Exactly, Didi. You say I got 2 Asian associates and they ain't mentioned DEI. That's the problem. Black people are so entrenched with having to have some type of savior. We got to hold on to something. The DEI ain't it. That motherfucker coon. Now you want to call somebody a coon? That motherfucker coon ass Sharpton got y'all going up and got 100 people going up into damn Costco. Costco is a white-owned corporation. Let's be clear. The fuck? You'd have been better off marching 100 people into a black-owned business. Do some Keith Lee shit. But you take your old ugly ass with 100 people up to Costco, baby, bye. And people all on there ramping and raving. Y'all sound and look dumb as hell. Because Costco support. So when Costco say next week that they taking away DEI, I can't wait to that moment. So all of them dummies who walked out and did the march, the so-called march over there, could look stupid as hell. I can't wait until they flip and change on y'all asses. Because, baby, this is business. I'm not going to march for no fucking white corporation for shit. Y'all on here want to argue and fight over Target, fight over Walmart, all of these fucking companies that is owned by white people. Multiple white companies. If you go look at my Facebook post, I just showed you actually who are the top owners of Target. Target ain't one owner. Huh. But y'all on here letting them motherfucker old ass Sharpton playing y'all damn face with that goofy ass shit. Because if anything, that's what he should have been posting. These are the top 10 companies that own Target. Now he ain't do that. He go walk your ass in the white company and y'all on there happy Kumbaya. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Happy as hell for nothing. Happy as hell for something that don't even affect you like that. The few token black people that got affected by DEI ain't the whole black community, baby. When Care is Asian, she hasn't mentioned the DEI. Everybody count. What Tyrone say is going to take us to save us. Exactly. Exactly. It's going to take us to save us, and that's it. Ain't no outside person finna do it. No politician finna do it. I don't know why y'all thought Biden was so hard for y'all when Biden is the one who brought in all of these illegals and gave them $900 billion. Y'all on this internet arguing for somebody who is not even for you. And let's just be clear. Like I said, when it comes to politics, everybody can say something on both sides, which is why I personally do not focus on red and blue. I am a capitalist. I grew up in a capitalistic society. I grew up in a capitalistic country. America was built on capitalism. Unless we about to shut down every bank, every business, every BlackRock, every Rothschild, every whatever, and start everybody from scratch, ain't no such thing as a social agenda. Which is what your fucking Mayor Brandon is doing. Trying to say, these people can come over here and we're going to pay for the shit. Meanwhile, you're not giving us no services, but we paying for everything. Get the fuck out of here. It ain't no socialism. You can't come into a capitalistic society and then start talking about this socialist shit. It don't even make sense. So I don't focus. So the man who was on YouTube that was mad about me saying that Chicago Flip Red, they were pushing for Trump, right? But you're not mad about nothing else. You're not mad about none of the shit none of the other presidents did. You ain't mad about this genocide that just happened with Palestine and how Biden and them just shot up and blew up kids, men, women, and kids, mostly kids and women. Let's be clear. Most of the men still over there. Somehow all of the women and children got blown up first. Huh, real big coincidence, right? But that don't bother you. You good with that. Exactly. Because on both sides, it can be issues brought up with both sides. Point blank, period. Which is why Black people need to understand your fucking place and stay up out of that shit and learn to come together on your own and be independent. That has always been my thing. Black people need to separate from being with either party and become their own independent party. Especially if you claim you want some reparations, or especially if you claim you want your 40 acres and a mule that the Republican Party promised you. And that's just it, Dee. No, like I said, no other people are doing that. It's only us that's on here crying about some shit that didn't even directly affect them. That's why I told them, go look up DEI hires. Go and do some research and see why you on here crying on the internet, sounding like a damn fool. Okay, so the last comment that I saw was perfectionist on YouTube. When Bloom said Black people got the nerve to want Tamitha Brown to stop selling her products in Walmart and Target. And didn't she say something about she don't have the capacity to do it on her own? Which I'm shocked that she doesn't. Because like Mael Organics, I know Mael got, well, she not even Mael Organics no more. I always say Mael Organics. It's just Mael. But Mael, I know she got her own facility and stuff. But I thought Tabitha would have had her own facility. I'm actually shocked that she said she needed Target. But hey, that's her business, right? I ain't gonna worry about that. Q say for a funky ass $25 gift card at that, right? That's what they be offering. They be out there talking about come do this for a $25 gift card, right? And people be going. They should boycott Arab and Asian stores since they only hire their own. I like where you going, Perfection. Because honestly, I said that this summer in Chicago, that when we start doing these events and reaching out to business owners, I'm going to reach out to a couple of these Arab and Asian owned stores first. Beauty supplies, all these JJs and stuff that's in the hood, right? And let's see if they want to donate, if they want to help get the kids book bags and all that shit. If they don't want to give $1, baby, that's exactly what's going to be happening. We're going to start shutting this shit down up in here. That's exactly what's going to start happening, because everybody else getting some money but Black people. Everybody else staying within their own but Black people. Right? Black people always want to jump in on other people fight. Now y'all on the internet fighting for DEI that don't even got shit to do with you. Always ready. Now on there arguing for the illegals. Why y'all worried about them? And they ain't did nothing, and always ready to stick up for somebody else but your own, but yourself. No, they won't boycott them Asian and them beauty stores because they need them whack ass. I hate them damn lashes with a passion. I hate them damn lashes with a passion. I really wish I cannot wait until we get past the lace front and the lashes era with these young girls, because the shit looks so That's also the problem. It's a lot of women that can't even look themselves in the mirror being natural. It's a lot of women that have it was women that had not a lot, but it was a couple of women that had the nerve to tell me, how am I on here in a class and I don't have no makeup on? Excuse me? Why do I need makeup and Maybelline to teach you taxes and credit? I don't understand that. And I don't need that shit. Why would I put makeup on when I don't need it? Just to show a presentation? Just to show like I look good, but really on the inside, y'all are mostly mean and evil ass girls on here with these fake courses that you selling? like baby back. But somebody will have that same mentality and have the nerve to say that shit up out their mouth to somebody like me who is completely and wholly and fine with being in her natural state. You literally legit have women on here saying shit like that. And that's also how I know how completely brainwashed as a society we have become. Because you have so many women who cannot even look themselves in the face in their natural state. If they didn't have the wig, the Maybelline on, the lashes, if they was just in their natural state with their natural coarse 4C hair, okay? They don't even know how to look at themselves. They are disgusted with a natural self. We have failed as a community. When your daughter think that Black Barbie is the best, and now she want to fill in her lips, now she want to get filters in her face. We ain't never did that shit before. Black women didn't do that shit. Coming up in the 90s, we had TLC, all these girl groups, baby. We was natural. We loved our natural self. We go get our natural hair done. We get a French roll. We get a ponytail. We get a bob cut. We didn't have to change who we are. We never had to change who we were as Black women. We never had to change our features. I don't have an ass. I've never had an ass. It's so many Black women that have an ass and is sitting on the table. It makes no sense. You have a whole ass and you went and got a BBL and now you look horrible. I'm sorry. Let me get back on track because that's a whole nother other conversation. I'm going to come on and we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to talk about that because that conversation there I want to have. Oh, and I'm going to piss some women off. The new age word for these new girls is a pick me. That's what the millennials, that's what they say. What am I? Think I'm a millennial and they're Gen Z, right? Like, look, I can't keep up with y'all and all these names, acronyms, and all whatever. God, okay? I'm gonna say the little 20-something girls, okay? All on the internet talking about a pick me when you say shit that they don't want to hear, because that's all that is. They only call you a pick me when you say shit that they don't want to hear. It has nothing to do with you trying to get no man, be with no man, none of that shit. The moment you say something that offends them and they don't want to hear it, they're going to call you a pick me. So it is what it is. We're going to have that conversation, though. That's going to be another day. Today, we're going to stay on where we at mentally when it comes to shit, everything that's going on. Everything. You said... yeah, I know, Rise. $3,000, $3,000 is ridiculous for your alderman to get sold out. It is. It's real ridiculous for them to be sold out for $3,000. I was like, damn, if I knew he was that cheap, we'd have been winning and did a deal. Shit. If that's all it took to get some land in a Black community to approve it. Because certain projects, the alderman in your area might have to approve the project, right? Depending on what you're trying to do, like these developers and things like that, they have to get like the okay from the alderman in their area. Right. So don't be going down there with no 30,000 when they okay with accept the 3,000 from the white man. Oh, RJ was on here. I ain't talked to you in a minute, RJ. Exactly, CS. You say if you're Black and you were higher, you were most likely overqualified. And that's facts, because we have to do more than everybody else, work harder than everybody else, show up on time before everybody else, just to get your little 40, $50,000 that they give you. And that's why I said, when I learned to get up off that slave trade, that corporate slave trade mindset, and actually build my own, your income is unlimited. It ain't no cap. I was letting them cap my salary at 40,000 and I made 100 bands my first year. Like, baby, bye. And it's okay. Everybody is not meant to be an entrepreneur, and I understand that. Right? Because this is not easy. This is not easy at all. And nothing in life is easy. And that's really what it is. Nothing in life is easy. Nothing that's really worth it is easy. It's not easy. I'm vegan now. I became vegan this year because I'm changing my health so I can clean my body of this disease, right? I have MS, transverse myelitis. I'm trying to get rid of this. So it's difficult. It's hard. It's very hard for me to be right here and all I'm drinking is juice and fruits and salad, right? When I'm used to eating meat. But I'm on a mission, right? I'm on a mission for a specific goal, so I have to stay true to it. I have to stay steadfast. I can't jump off and be like, oh, this is hard. Shit is hard. It's difficult when it's time for change. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. If you want things to be easy, then you always gonna be gullible and you always gonna be working for somebody. You always gonna be controlled because you want an easy life. And that's fine. And that's how we got to the 80% of America being in conformity. Because everyone has just conformed to how society tells you it could be, instead of questioning. Like me, I questioned everything. I questioned everything as a kid. My mom used to get so tired of me because I was questioning her so much. I questioned everything. You're not finna just tell me that's what it is. Why? Why is it that way? And if you can't tell me why it's that way, then I'm definitely not listening to you. I'm gonna go and research and do my own fact checking. I'm gonna go and do, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them that just fall in line with what you said and I'm going with that. No. And that is exactly how I found my niche, right? Because I literally had to tap into my creator. I literally had to tap into God. I literally had to ask God, why am I put here? Why did you put me here? Why did you make me have the voice that I have? Why am I so okay? People ask me all the time, how are you okay with just getting on the internet and talking and being you? Do you know how many people have asked me that? How are you okay with just getting online and talking and just being your natural self? Why the fuck do I gotta fake who I am? Because you have been brainwashed to believe that. Why? Because you got to go to corporate America and you got to put on that fake face. Black people, we fun. We talk, we kick it. We may talk a little shit. We curse a little bit. This is how I am in my natural environment. So because I work for this corporation who is predominantly white, who predominantly pushes their white mindset and thinking onto me as a Black woman and my culture, then you tell me I can't wear my natural hair. My hair needs to be straight. I have to look like this. I have to do that. So culturally, you start to fade away. That's why a lot of y'all don't even know yourself. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know who you are under the Maybelline and the fake hair and the fake lashes and the makeup. You don't even know who you are anymore because you've had to do the culture switch so much. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize that you have had to switch who you are because we just used to it. Every person that's Black know the culture switch. What we call it? What y'all call it? Because I ain't in corporate America no more. So I forgot what the thing is. Am I saying it right? The culture switch? What is it? Y'all know? We call it the code switch or some shit. Switching code, switching, ain't that what it is or something like that? Those of y'all that are still in corporate America, y'all know what the hell I'm talking about, okay? But because of that, right? Because of that, because of you being indoctrined your whole life for so many years to believe that you not beautiful enough, that black ain't beautiful. We got to still have signs around Chicago that say black is beautiful, right? Once I got off that slave trade ship, I'm telling y'all, once corporate America let me go in March of 2013, what did I tell you? I date March 12th, 2013, baby. My eyes opened wide up. Once I sat there and I prayed about it and I was like, God, I can't do this. I can't go look for another job. This ain't in me. I can't do it, God. I need you. And he said, start that business full time. You already got the business. Go at it full time. You got this. It's the same story. Any of y'all that's been following me for years, I have the same story. I ain't lied. 90, what did I tell y'all? $98,733. $98,733 was what I made by December of 2013. I got let go in corporate America of March of 2013. I probably really started that business like May or June. So give me a solid 6 months in, I made 100 bands. You not finna tell me what you can't do out here. That was in 2013. We in 2025. So many people thought that I wasn't gonna make it. I'm right here today. Hello. This what hard work and dedication look like. This what no excuses look like. This what it look like when you really want something and you don't want to go back to corporate America. You're gonna make it work. And when you do your work and when you do what God told you to do, he's going to provide. Have I had some moments and setbacks? Hell yeah. I shared that with y'all. Lost both my cars, lost my house to foreclosure, was living in my office for 11 months. And I wouldn't trade none of it again. I would go and do it all over again to still be able to say that I control my destiny. I control my income. I control my future, not somebody else. Especially not somebody else who don't look like me. Especially somebody else who has had a leg up, who has had their ancestors pass down hundreds of thousands of dollars to them because they stole our money. I'm not going and working for no another white man making him no millions of dollars when I can make my own million. I will never go and walk across no Costco with no damn dumbass fool Sharpton to go walk into no corporate ran white company talking about some fucking DEI. Baby, bye. You'd have been better off taking your ass down to a black-owned company. He'd have been better off going up into Tabitha space or something. When you know who you are, can't nobody tell you nothing different. When you know who you are, when you know your direction, and when you know who your creator is and what you was born for and put on this earth for, can't nobody lead you astray. I've been trying some mushrooms, Didi, but again, it's still something to get used to. I'm barely 30 days in, right? So I've gone to a few vegan places. I'll look at the places that y'all put on here, but it's still a shock. You get what I'm saying? If I've been eating meat my whole life, and then now I'm all of a sudden not eating meat. Like I started winging myself off of it a little bit in December. The red meat especially. I haven't had red meat in like fucking 3 or 4 months, if that. I never really ate red meat, but chicken, fish, seafood, I love, right? But this that I'm doing is a straight raw. It's not necessarily all raw, but it's a straight vegan. I'm trying to do mostly raw fruits and vegetables. And that's the reason. Because in order for me to get the results that I need to get, I have to go that way. I still can't be eating some of that other stuff. If y'all remember or heard of Dr. Sebi, and then I call him the New Age Dr. Sebi Yaki Awakening. Dr. Sebi and Yaki Awakening will open your eyes up to everything. Every single thing on this planet could be cured. I don't care what you got. Dr. Sebi cured everything. He cured AIDS, HIV, high blood pressure, herpes, what the fuck? It don't matter what. The man had over 100 people come to testify that they have been cured of these diseases. Okay. America will have you thinking that all you need is these different drugs and all this other shit and can't shit be cured. Any fucking thing that you got could be cured, period. Again, we have been brainwashed in this society to believe certain things because it's in benefit of the pharmaceutical companies to make money. If they allow these healers, these natural therapy healers to fix everything for y'all, who gonna buy the pharmacy? That's why my 70-year-old mama, they got her on 17 different drugs. How? I'm going to heal her naturally. She's being healed naturally in my care. She down to 12 now. She gonna be at 0 in a minute. You get what I'm saying? This is, again, when you understand self and you start doing your own awareness and doing your own conversations with your creator, whatever you call him. All right, whatever you call them, when you tap into who created you and who put us here, because don't nobody know. All these people on the internet, preachers, pastors, you wasn't here 100 years ago, so y'all could be quiet. That's why I had to let that church shit go. I'm good. I do my own thing. At the end of the day, once you tap in, is what I like to call it, and that third eye open up, baby, can't nobody tell you nothing. Everything can be changed. Everything can be changed. Everything can be changed. I'm living witness to it. Not only living witness, I am the one in front of you. Grew up in Terrytown, born and raised in the hood. But I also had a daddy and a grandmother who my grandmother was a civil rights leader. So on my dad's side, I had a whole other perspective of life than what I got from Chicago on my mama's side. But the greatest thing that I could have done with that corporate America, let's say that, because they let me go. And then I was able to find out truly who I was after that. I'm going to pray for that for more of y'all. I'm going to pray for that for more of y'all to get off of the corporate slave trade. For those of you who want to be completely free and live a life of real freedom. Like freedom from people's opinion, freedom from having to clock into a job every single day. Like, that's not really the life that you're supposed to be living. You're not supposed to be living in stress. In America, we live in stress. And then they have you thinking that this is the so-called greatest country, when you can go to other countries and live like a king for half the money. So never, ever get in a place in your life where you feel like this is it, or you got to accept certain shit. I need you to just remember that. Never, ever get in place. Never, ever get that complacent in your life to where you think that a white man, whether it's Biden or whether it's Trump, gonna do anything to change your fucking life. That ain't how it works. And that's why in this year of 2025, with all the stuff that's going on, Trump needed to get in office so you motherfucking black people can wake up. So you motherfucking black people can realize who you are and take your power back. Because this begging that you doing and crying on the internet, that's some weak shit. That ain't the blood that's running through your veins. I need you to maybe tap in, go ask your mama or your grandmama who your ancestor was. If you don't know who your mother and father was, Maybe you have to go and do a ancestry DNA test on your own. Maybe you got to go do some digging and soul searching. I know everybody not connected to their family. Some family members have passed away. Whoever that you have, and if you don't have anybody, then do your own research about who you are and what your ancestors did in this country. Because every single one of us who consider ourselves Black, who call yourself Black, your ancestor built this land. Built it. Everything that you see, we built. You're going to start seeing it through Black History Month, right? All of the inventions, every fucking thing that was invented, a Black person did it. Why? Because our ancestors built the fucking country. Of course they invented it. They had to make shit that was going to do better for them to do their job. Every single thing was built by a Black person. Baby, tap in. Tap into who you are. Get up out your feelings and emotions over this political shit that we got going on right now and learn who you are. That's the best that I could tell you. Because I'm going to come on live another night and we're going to give you some actual tips. I'm done tonight. I'll come back on a little bit tomorrow. Tomorrow is Finance Friday. YouTube, I'm normally on YouTube on Finance Friday. So tomorrow around 6 o'clock, I'll be on to give you the Finance Friday tip. So tomorrow I want to go over credit. And then I also want to go over a little bit of what's coming up on the taxes, right? Again, you have a new administration in. And so there are going to be changes. Also, if any of you all have ever wanted to be a business owner and start your own business, this is the time to do it because you have everybody in office that are entrepreneurs. If you paid attention to his inauguration, all you saw was all of the billionaires. You saw Zuckerberg, you saw the Amazon dude, you get what I'm saying? So instead of getting in your feelings, learn and understand the system. You live in America. America is a capitalistic society. America is also a business. America is a corporation. You and your birth certificate have bank accounts with money in them. Every single one of you. Every single one of you have money sitting in that account that red number on your birth certificate is. America is a freaking business. Understand where you live. Stop playing the victim role all the time and getting on here and crying and whining like some 5-year-olds and grow the fuck up and let's learn some shit. I changed my life because I learned the tax system. I changed my life because I saw corporate America and some of the shit that they was doing in corporate America, and I applied that in my life and business. That is how I'm free. I'm not free off no fucking president. I'm not free off Brandon or no alderman. I'm free because I did the work. Big difference. Big difference. Black America, y'all need to stop fighting for other people and fight for your damn self. The same way y'all Black women got on here talking about y'all finna mind y'all business the next 4 years, then do that. And a part of doing that is getting your weight up, getting your paper up. So that way you can feed your family. You can leave them something, not on the internet in your emotions. And you live in check to check. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. I said this 2 years ago. I said on TikTok and people got offended. But I said this, if any of you all who are able-bodied working adults are on link Section 8 government assistance, that it could possibly be a time where you will be affected. When those programs got shut down on Tuesday, everybody went up. The whole world went up. When I said this to them 2 years ago, and I said it just like this, I said, if you are an able-bodied citizen and you are dependent solely on the state, you are a ward of the state. And I was really talking to the women. You are a ward of the state. And they got offended. But I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing for you, because that's exactly what you are. You are a ward of the state if you are completely dependent on the state. And I'm not talking about seniors. I'm not talking about if you disabled. I'm not talking about if you retired and you did your time. I'm talking about able-bodied men and women, but majority women who got 3, 4, 5 kids, you in your 20s and your 30s, you can work, ain't nothing wrong with you. And your ass been on government assistance since your mama, your auntie, y'all got generations on it. This is a wake-up call for you. I said this 2 years ago and y'all got offended. When he shut that system down on Tuesday and a lot of y'all couldn't clock in and you couldn't get no access to nothing, this is what I'm talking about. That is what I was talking about. So the fact that you thought that it could never happen and it happened, even if it happened for just a day, that should be a wake-up call for every single one of you to learn and understand what the fuck I've been trying to tell you these last 10 years on the internet, which is to get your money up, which is to learn how this system works, start you a business, fix your credit, do what you need to do financially, and not keep playing games out here like this shit gonna be here forever. That's the conversation we gonna have. But technically, anybody who is dependent on the government, you are a ward of the state. Point blank, period. So you decide what you're gonna do. Because one thing that the Democratic Party do love to keep y'all in is poverty. It's poverty. It's poverty. Kay, what's up, Kay? You must have just got off work because I've been on here 3 hours. I ain't seen nothing from you. That's Didi. Didi, you gonna have to chime in. You have to come in, girl, when we do this. Me and Zoe been talking about doing that live for a while because I told her, she was like, man, you right. You right. I said, man, when we had this conversation again, they ain't gonna like it. They ain't gonna like it. But again, I wasn't put here to for you to like. I'm actually probably here to make you think about some stuff. The stuff that I talk about, usually it make people think. They may not think about it. They may not think it right then, but usually after a little while, they'll think about it. And then they understand where I was coming from. You say it's some banging vegan dishes. I love eating vegan, not dedicated, but I never felt like I was going without. Yeah, me being like on strike, like I juiced this. This is, I forgot what I had. This was some watermelon and something else. So I've been only doing fruit and vegetables. I got only solid food I've had is like salad. But yeah, vegan for sure. You gotta send me some stuff, Kay and Didi. Kay, you say I got rid of my back and knee issues from Yaki. I know Yaki. I like Yaki. I call Yaki the modern day CB. I call him the modern day CB. And I'm so proud of him because he didn't just did his 6 months. And you see how he look in 6 months? Catch me by June, baby. That's why I said I'm gonna be 44 in June. I'm on my 44th birthday. I'm about to hold my first conference this year. I want to be in the best health of my life. I want to be in the best mentally. Right? I got my business. I'm good. My mama good. I said, okay, Patrice, now it's time for you to pour into you. So these next 6 months is all about me and my health and my wealth. And I'm going all in with this because I know if Yaki could do it, if CB could do it, and Ray and cure people. And I know people who have cured their own diseases from following those two people, right? From following exactly what they said. So I know it's possible. One of my nurse clients, she healed her mom of stage 4 cancer strictly by going 6 months worth of raw vegan for 6 months. Her mother no longer has stage 4 cancer. I say, if y'all listen to the world, and if you listening to society in America, you'll never win. Baby, you will never win listening to America, listening to society. I don't drink milk. I stopped drinking milk like 3-4 years ago. We ain't supposed to be drinking a cow milk. Cow milk is for the cow, for the baby. Just like if we be better off selling breast milk in the stores. But drinking cow plus milk, baby, that's killing us. Dairy is one of the worst things. And they told y'all that's what you need in the food group. No, you don't. You don't need no dairy. And you don't need that red meat neither. As they say, you need protein. You can get protein a lot of different ways. It don't got to be with no meat. So you take all that out. Dr. CB said, remove meat, dairy, and sugar. Remove meat, dairy, and sugar. I lost 28 pounds the first 30 days when I did this I challenged myself, and I did it in 2017. I did the Dr. CB program. He was still alive then. I bought his herbs and I bought his stuff from his store, from him and his daughter that they had in California. And the first 30 days, I lost 28 pounds and I wasn't even working out. That was straight with no meat, no dairy, no sugar. That's it. And you do that straight for 6 months, anything going on in your body, your body will be healed. Try for yourself. I'll give you my testimony and my test results because I took before test results. And then once I do everything and cleanse my blood, cleanse my system, and take my after test results, then that will be a journey that I will share as well to get more people in. You say you could start a cleaning company with 500. Get off your ass. Exactly. People be backed up full of shit, literally. Seriously, Tony. Tony, I'm learning that. Literally, you could literally have waste in you. Pounds, hundreds, pounds of waste. Literally. I'm learning, Tony. I'm learning. That's why I said I'm loving this new journey that God has put me on. It's going to be an amazing journey because it's going to also help some other people. Tony say, I don't feel nothing but money. Exactly, Tony. Right? We ain't got no feelings around here. When you in a capitalistic society, you understand what it is. You put your feelings where it matter. In that bank account, in that stock order, right? In that crypto order. Not on the internet crying about no damn president. Tony say, I'm Choctaw native of Turtle Island. Come on, Tony. Back in the day in Chicago, every black person used to say they was Cherokee. Cherokee was like, that's all black people knew. I'm Cherokee Indian. I'm Cherokee Indian. So when I just read your comment that said you Choctaw, that just made me think about that at first. Because I'm like, back in the day, that's all that black people used to say was, I'm Cherokee Indian. I'm Cherokee Native American. So long as you know yourself, baby, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna have to read y'all comments because I keep talking and we'll be on here all night. I missed y'all though. I want to say that. I missed y'all. For those who understand me, I missed y'all. You know, I ain't for everybody, and that's fine. Okay. I'm not here to be for everybody. I'm not a people pleaser. Right. So if you respect and love me, I respect and love you. But I do want to say I miss y'all, especially my YouTube channel. I've missed y'all. I've been gone for a while. But a girl is back. A sister is back. I'm back and I'm ready. All right. And I'm ready to also make some changes. Like I said, I'm ready to help. I'm ready to give some things again, right? Some of the stuff that we was talking about here on when y'all first started following me on this channel, right? Helping y'all with some credit, credit tips and things like that. So we're gonna talk about all that. All right, Finance Friday is back. I'll be back at 6:00 tomorrow. What I'll probably do is just cut this off and then come through and look at the comments individually. Because as I keep reading y'all comments, I keep talking. So that's why I'm still out here. I done told y'all, y'all know how I am. I done said for the last hour, I'm getting off. Y'all know how I am. Where Cam at? Because Cam messaged me on TikTok like, I miss you on YouTube. I ain't seen you. And now I don't see Cam on here. Cam, I got to tell Cam I was on here tonight. Cam was like, man, where have you been? I miss your late night talks. I mess with my YouTube. I love y'all. Bloom, I cannot believe that you don't have somebody. It ain't never gonna be nobody like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of a kind, right? But I can't believe, Bloom, in LA that you don't got somebody that's probably fighting for y'all. It's probably just a matter of you understanding or you finding out what organization. But I can't see like LA not having nobody. But it's possible. Right? Because Chicago, we didn't have nobody until Zoe and Jessica started standing up 3 years ago. So it is possible. It is possible. And thank you, Bloom. I love you too. Honestly, Bloom, I asked the same question. That's actually one of the same questions that I ask is, I wouldn't say, it's not that I don't know why our people are so emotional. I just think that emotion gets I don't want to say this wrong. That emotion gets put in the wrong bucket, right? It's nothing wrong with being outraged or feeling some type of way, but it's a difference with what we've seen online from a lot of these people, right? So I don't understand it either. And I think that is a difference of maybe how we grew up. You know what I'm saying? I that could play a role in it too, because like I said, when you come from an environment that you had to basically fight your life, fight in your neighborhood, you had to fight for your respect, you had to fight to be heard. You lived a different life than somebody who grew up in the suburbs. I mean, it just is what it is. Somebody who grew up in the suburbs probably didn't have to do certain things that we had to do in the city. You know what I'm saying? So I even see the difference, like with me and my siblings. My siblings were able to live a completely different life than what I live in Chicago, right? How they grew up in the areas and places that my dad had them in, they didn't have a life of struggle. They've never had their lives cut off. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they've ever had a fight before. You know what I'm saying? Maybe with each other. But I don't think either one of my sisters have ever had like a street brawl. Like, like, I don't believe that. I could be wrong. I'm gonna ask them, but I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 99% sure they've never had to do stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So how they live and how I live is completely different. Their experiences of life and even how life is today is completely different than how I look at life being raised in Chicago in the inner city. So I think that's what it is, Bloom. I think that has something to do with it. I'm gonna say that. I can't say that's for everybody, but I do believe that could have something to do with it. Yeah, they was blowing me with that, with the whole slavery and going back in chains, and and I'm gonna say the same, like Miss Jessica said. If they, okay, let's do it. I have a podcast actually. I just ordered my mic. So I'm actually finna start filming tomorrow. My video guy is coming in and we're gonna be filming tomorrow night. So I actually do have a podcast plan to launch and put out this year. But Kay, let's do it. Even if you come on mine and we start until you do your own, let's do it. But getting ready since he was running again. But yeah, that's what I would say. Like Miss Jessica said, what they gonna do? Send you a text message to come to Rainbow Beach and you gonna get on the ark? Like that shit sounds stupid. It sounds real stupid. And I don't care what was written in Project 2025. At the end of the day, ain't nobody in this green earth putting me in no fucking slavery. Period. Like I wouldn't even repeat that. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I said anybody who speaks that type of language, you weak to me. Like you weak minded. I don't look at you as somebody who is strong minded. I look at you as a weak minded person if you think like that. And you have every right to think how you want to think, right? We just talked about that. I don't have a right to say you can't think that way, but I definitely don't want you on my team when the shit go down. If anything went down, I don't want no weak-minded person. I want somebody who's ready to pick up the bang bang and we get it in. I don't want nobody who's gonna run to the back and oh Lord, they here to take us. Like, nah, baby, we gonna be going underground or something. Like, baby, bye. Y'all sound crazy as hell. Talking about somebody putting you in slavery. Y'all got, yeah, that don't even sound right. And a strong-minded person would never say no shit like that. Oh, Fit, you are. I'm Fit. I don't know if you're still on here, Fit. I know it's been a while. But Fit, you say, I am atheist. I don't believe in God. I believe the church is just a building. And I believe the Bible was written by somebody. That's just how I feel. But you could feel different than how I feel. So, and you say, I believe it's all fairy tale. And they train everybody with all this bullshit, excuse my language, with the whole God operation. So, Fit, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge. I don't judge you if that's how you feel. I don't feel like I believe in God the way that they make it, like with in some pearly white gates or whatever. That vision I don't have, which is what kept me away from religion for so long, right? Because again, society wants to put all of this white Jesus in front of you, but Russia even had to just come out last year and show that the oldest church had black people. It was all black people in the tombs, right? So it's like if we're not teaching that, then I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? You go in some of these churches and all they got is this white Jesus. I'm turning around. I'm not even walking in, right? Because that alone don't even fit. How is his hair? And that's why I said for me, it's not necessary. It is some of the stuff that's in the Bible that I just don't agree, that I don't believe. Some of the stories that I just don't believe them, right? But I do believe in a higher power. I do believe that we were created. Who we were created by, I don't know. But I know I got a heart. I know if I cut myself, I bleed. You know what I'm saying? I know I could think. So I know I didn't just randomly pop up here. So the most that I'm going to say is my creator. That's all I know for sure, right? But I ain't arguing with no church people about this Bible thumping stuff, because there's a lot of stuff in that Bible I don't believe either. And then my biggest thing is, how is his hair like wool? But yet you got white Jesuses all over the place. That don't even make sense. If his hair like wool, his hair is like mine. It's nappy. Right? So, I mean, at first, so that's why I say I don't get into the whole religion thing. I just focus on having a relationship with who created me. Because I can't see him and I don't know who created me, I just address him as higher power. Thank you, creator. Thank you, higher power. And I hear things back. I don't know how to explain it, but he responds, whoever they are, right? So that's why I said I don't get into all of that, because nobody here 100 years ago. All right, Kay, I got you. And honestly, Kay, we know what it is, right? You and I are already on the same wavelength. We know what it is. So I'm getting ready to get off of here. I'll hit you up, Kay. So YouTube, I'm off of Facebook. I ended my live on Facebook, so now I'm only on YouTube. And I'm just finishing going through the comments because I didn't want y'all to not think that I wasn't responding to y'all, because I wasn't. I was running my mouth like I always am, and I wasn't looking at your thing. Yeah, I don't do that groupthink mindset. That's why I'm not a fan of Facebook. See, this why I mess with my YouTube. All of y'all told him, hey, that's how you feel. That's what I'm saying. We understand individualism over here on this platform. That's why I like YouTube so much more. The mindset is completely different. Them people over there on Facebook, they so brainwashed. It's funny and sad to see at the same time, but hey, God said you can't save them all, baby. Don't even try. Don't even try. Speak what you gonna speak. Whoever get it, pick it up. Whoever don't, oh well. Like, that's it. I'm no longer concerned with the whole Black community. I don't give a fuck. Because half these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about their damn self. Shit. I'm no longer concerned with the entire Black community as a whole coming together and kumbaya. Fuck all that. I'm fucking with who fucking with me, who ready to move forward, and that's it. Everybody else that want to keep bitching and whining and complaining like some little ass kids, move the fuck around. Like, that's it. God, that's literally what God told me. Okay? He had to tap me on the shoulder. Hey, I ain't tell you to try to go save all them motherfuckers. That's why you mad. You're mad because you trying to save everybody. Everybody can't go, baby. Same way Harriet had to leave half the motherfuckers who didn't know that they was free, right? It's the same way. That's what I'm on right now. Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Viola Louise Duval, my grandmother. Hey, back to the real freedom fighters type shit. That's it. Let these other goofy ass niggas go about their business and go to the slave trade ship and let them get on and go get locked up and be in slavery. The fuck? The fact that people even are typing that shit on Facebook. We don't see that goofy ass shit over here on YouTube because y'all are smarter than that. But that type of shit is what we see on Facebook. These niggas is actually posting that shit. Oh, it's finna happen. Oh, Project 2025. Oh, slavery finna start this week. Who in the hell types that? Who in the fuck types that? Like, what? I know whoever them people are. I know their ancestors is upstairs in heaven. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, are you kidding me? Like, baby, back. No. If my grandmother could speak up and fight for equal rights for African Americans in 1943, y'all. 1943, 60 years plus another 25 years, 86 years ago. Okay? Am I saying 1943, which would have been 57 years. 43 plus 57 is the 100 plus 2025. So 57 plus 20, 77 plus 5. Oh no, I was right. 82, not 83, 82. 82 years ago. Do y'all get that? 82 years ago, this woman stood up to the Supreme Court and said Black teachers was getting like $1. I think they was getting like $1.60 a week or something. I gotta read her story again. But if my grandmother had the fucking balls to stand up in a time where she really could have been lynched. We're not in 2025 where we free, we walking around, we got jobs, cars, houses, neighborhoods, all that. We're talking about a time where it was heavily segregated. We're talking about a time where you could not look at a white woman or a black man would get killed or lynched. Do you get what I'm saying? People were being lynched, hung by the trees, the poppy seed. Okay? If my grandmother had the balls and the gusto in 1943 to fight, why in the fuck in 2023, 2024, and 2025 would I not stand up and speak up for us? Would I not stand up for the city of Chicago? Would I not go down there and speak up for my mother who was being affected by people that were invading her neighborhood? That our government came in and allowed to do? The fact that you got people posting on Facebook that goofy ass shit that we going back to slavery and chains. I digress. I don't have to explain that. I don't have to explain nothing to nobody. But I definitely do not have to explain that logic of thinking to real people like you all who understand and see me. I think I had one person on here who was offended, had their little attitude, but the rest of y'all get it. Y'all understand where I'm coming from. If we are in a time today that we are not able to come together and stand up and fight for our own freedom and rights in this country, not just Black people, because with the way that the Biden administration allowed our country to be ran in these last 4 years by illegal, not legal immigrants. I have a lot of friends that are Nigerian, Jamaican, Asian clients that have come from other countries and who have migrated here. But guess what? They did it the legal way. They didn't do it the illegal way. They went through the system, right? The fact that your government opened up our borders and allowed any and everybody from rapists, killers, drug dealers, cartel, let them people out the asylums to come over here. And all everybody is mad about is some racist shit with Trump. We deal with racism. I personally haven't dealt with racism in a long time. But even if so, we deal with that shit every day. Why all of a sudden now just the Republican and Trump racist? Y'all deal with racism every fucking day. I don't understand that. It's like that picking and choosing of what you're willing to accept and deal with. Both parties do shit. Both parties have done shit. It's as simple as that. Right? So I'm not finna argue with you about neither one of them. What I will do as I continue on this channel is I will share as much information to my capacity that I feel that I will share. I have been on this internet for 11 years. I'm new to YouTube within these last couple of years, but I was on Facebook for 11 years trying to talk and empower them people. And you see where half them niggas is still at, in the same fucking place. Which is why God had to have that conversation with me and say, Patrice, this is not for everybody. Who you are and how open and honest and real, because y'all got a lot of fake and phony around here, which is not me. You got a lot of fake and phony today. Even some of the people that you run with in your circle, fake and fucking phony, which is why I be by myself. It's a lot of fucking fake and phony today. But when you are somebody who is genuinely thinking about the people in your community and how certain things affect them as a whole, I could have easily moved to a whole nother island and been gone and said, fuck everybody. But that's not in me. I got civil rights blood flowing through my veins. So guess who bopping me on the head every other day? Viola. Viola. Because that's the bloodline that runs through my veins. So in 2025, I don't have an excuse. I can't make an excuse when I have a grandmother who did this shit 80, what I just tell y'all, 83 years ago? 83 years ago, when she could have been fucking lynched. You got to go look at your bloodline and see who you are so you can get your power back. It's crazy that we are silent as we are as a people in this day and age. That don't make sense, y'all. It don't make sense. So I'm no longer trying to make sense of it. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to have a conversation about it. And then tomorrow we're going to do something about it. We're going to, today was rant day, get it off my chest. Tomorrow, now you're going to pull the pen and the paper out and come prepared for school. Tomorrow, class is in session. And let's learn some shit. And I can learn from you as well. I learn something new every day I get on here with y'all. All right? So let's roll, y'all. I'm out. Have a good night. Like I said, Happy New Year. Do not allow everything that is going on in this world to determine your mind and where you are and what you can do. You have no limitations in this life. I don't care what they tell you, what you feel like life is throwing at you. If I could leave corporate America and build this business from the ground up, from the idea of a mustard seed, you can do the exact same thing in whatever you want to do in life. Like I said, everybody ain't trying to be an entrepreneur. If you want to learn real estate, you want to buy property, you want to be an investor, you want land, whatever you want to do. I want you to go home tonight. This is your homework before we come back tomorrow. I'm about to start giving y'all homework assignments on here. Tonight, I want you to go and think about what you want in this life. What you want for yourself. If you have kids, what do you want your kids' future to look like? And I want you to also include your income. What does your life look like? I need y'all to get y'all vision back. Especially parents, especially you moms, because y'all mom and dad, the fathers that are taking care of the household, y'all have so much on you with life and kids and work that some of y'all just don't even envision what your future is. Some of y'all haven't even thought about, if God forbid and you die next week, what is going to happen to your kids? Do you have life insurance set up? Do you have a will or a trust set up to say how you want things to happen? Yes, death is a difficult conversation. But if you are an adult and you have somebody else depending on you, you have to have this hard conversation. And I'm going to make you have it next week, because next week I'm going to go over trust and estate planning. Tomorrow you will get credit. Next Friday, I'm going to bring on my trust advisor. And we're going to talk to you about trust and estate planning. And I'm going to remind you how I bought my family house back out of foreclosure and how I fixed it up. And how now that family house that was worth $100,000 4 years ago is now worth $215,000 in 4 years. You don't have to do everything the way that the system told you to do. You don't have to go buy no $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house. You can go buy a fixer-upper. Or you can find a senior who is about to lose their house and you come over and take over the fucking payments. Now you have a very low balance. I'm going into it. I'm finna stop because see, y'all finna have me go in. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold that off next week. But I'm gonna show you the game plan that I did. I'm gonna show you exactly what I did to buy my family house back. And I did not spend that much money. I only had to spend $30,000 and I paid a mortgage every month. I only owe $30,000 left on the house, but the house is worth $215,000. So if I wanted to sell the house today, I can sell it for $215,000. The mortgage is in my family member's name. It's called contracts and agreements. There's things that you can put in place to allow you to be able to take control over the property, manage the property, pay for the property, and reap all of the benefits of that property. It's back to education time. All of us are going to get our weight up. As Chuck, the finance guy, says, first generation millionaires, I love y'all. I'm out. See y'all tomorrow at 6 p.m. Let me get my ass home.